They wanted me to talk to him, y'all. They wanted me to talk to him today. They wanted me to talk to him today. This your boy Dr. Hood. And now we're back. We're back with another one. Unfortunate situation, going on in my community, going on in all the communities across the globe. The senseless violence, the senseless violence that's taken out so many of us, so many young brothers, so many entrepreneurs, so many pillars of the community, so many people. you know Seattle has lost one of the soldiers, one of the people that cared about the youth, another pillar in the community, business owner, husband, father. I'm sure he got brothers or friends so close, they like brothers. I got a brother around 30, 31, something like that. I think this man was around his age, around that age. Got a couple clips so you guys can get to know who this man was, and we can give him his flowers, all across the globe. I want you guys to hit the like and subscribe button. I want to push this video all across the globe. We're not going to get into any particulars or anything. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know what happened. Okay. The fact is that in my community, it's far too cool just to gun down another black man. We've made that the cool thing. Like, in order to be, and listen, I'm gonna use profanity. Let me go ahead and send my condolence to the family. All due respect. I don't want to say anything on here that in any way disrespects where this man is from or where, his family and how they're taking this. But I think somebody needs to talk to the youth. That's what I've been prepping to do for 3 years now. I've been prepping, getting my game up, learning these platforms, learning these buttons, so that my voice can be digitalized in the new world. I don't want to be a guy that, I grew up in the 80s, where we actually played outside. I don't want my voice to be trapped in that age to where it's not heard or it's not valuable, or it doesn't get seen by the youth. Let's be honest. This isn't a white or black thing. This isn't a white or black thing. It's cool to kill another black man in our community. That's what this is. No matter if you grew up with a motherfucker, okay, no matter what's going on, we champion killers. They run around, they kill other people in the community, they rob other people that look just like them. And we champion these men. I just want everybody to just take a seat and look at it for what it is, and that's what we're doing. Somebody will go to jail for shooting another black man, killing another black man, And when he gets out of jail, what's the first thing that we do? Put him on, right? Don't we? Don't we? Do we say how he's a real ass nigga, right? And then when they die, what do? What do? We say that he's the king of the city. He's the king, right? Right? I just want you guys to think about that for a second. You know, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of solutions. There's a lot of things that we could be doing. There's a lot of things that we could be talking about. But why aren't we talking about turning our backs on people that continuously bring harm to our community? Why isn't anybody talking about that? Why is it cool for me to go bust another black man's head you know? Why is it cool for me to do something like that and then be able to come back to my city and then I'm the man, I'm the king? All the women love me. You know, they got a place for me to stay. Everybody greets me with open arms. We got to stop letting these infectious beasts into our community. I think that's a start. You go to jail for killing another black man, it should be just like going to jail for snitching. Or if you get out of jail and you was a snitch, it shouldn't be no respect. And on this channel, we don't get into the particulars. You know, I had a conversation with this dude. You know, I know some of his loved ones. I know, you know, family. I kind of watched this guy kind of grow up a little bit, you know, in so many words. You know, I watched a lot. Let's just say I watched a lot of people around him grow up. Okay. So I got this clip. You know, it's a news clip. You know, this guy was slain the other night in the central area, you know, close to his business or outside of his, you know, I don't know. This is my neighborhood, so this is hitting close to home. You know, Dr. Hood, born and raised Seattle, Washington. You know, I had my run-ins, you know, with the law, with my own people. You know, I've had that feeling where you know, you really got that self-hate and you really want to do something to somebody. I felt like that. You know, I've been around people. I've been locked up. You know, I got to talk to people that ain't never coming home. I got a chance to actually participate, and analyze the destruction of the black community firsthand. You know, so my perspective about it is unique, and my solution and the way I think we should go handle it is different also. Okay. So I ain't going to talk too much more. I want to get you guys in here, man, in the building. You know, it's going to be a good show. Like I said, I'm not doing this to solve any crimes or anything, nothing of the sort. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying, you know, this is hitting, everything's close to home. You know, I mean, this is no more close to home. This is no big or little of a loss to the black community and to our people as a whole than anybody. You know, I don't want to try to say this is above anything. I felt like the timing was right. I felt like I needed to talk to the community, you know, straight up. I need to talk to the community on this one. So bear with me. You know, this ain't the easiest thing to do.
Sending a message of love outside Devon Picket Jr.'s family business, the Postman.
And they were just really loving people. And I I'm just shocked by what happened, and it's senseless.
The CEO and I'm the COO.
We spoke with the fifth generation community leader in 2020.
It's just important how you treat people
about how the store hoped to sow into the Central District, named for his great-grandfather, a postal carrier. Police say officers arrested a 31-year-old man for shooting Picket around 6:30 last night, a large scene that shook the neighborhood. They have not said why, but believe the suspect may be connected with another homicide and multiple shootings in the area. The community is focused on offering support, from a neighbor who knew his family to the postal carrier on this corner.
It's just wrong, and I just want everybody to take time and pray, because right now we need miracles, and we especially need miracles of peace and love and warmth to fall on this family for this tragedy.
When he spoke about the store, Pickett centered his family, his love for his wife and children, and all the work she too poured in. He provided a service beyond his work here as a mentor, coach, and family man, bringing love and light to those he touched. Even in just the past couple of minutes, this memorial continuing to grow. And in just the past couple of hours, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell releasing a statement talking about his passion for uplifting the community. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, people are going to be here holding a vigil to show support and love. We're live in the Central District. Erica Zuko, King 5 News.
You know,
Moving
King 5 News. I mean, you know, that's never a good thing. You know, when we're talking about people that we grew up with, you know, it's King 5 News reporting in the Central District. You know, I've heard this for some reason. It seemed like I've heard that too many times. I'm hearing that too many times, and it's embarrassing. To where when I first saw this story, that I already knew that it was another black man that did this to another black man. Okay. So, like I said, I don't even want to know what happened. I don't want to know anything. All I want to know is when us as a black people, when are we going to think enough about each other to not want to do this to each other? When are we going to want better for each other? When is it going to be safe for us to walk in the community and set up businesses and start businesses and things, right? Without worried about somebody that looks just like you, that's supposed to be protecting you. And it took me to go to the penitentiary, honestly, to realize how outnumbered we are as a community, as a black species, as a race. You know, if you just want to do the numbers, okay, you know, we're only 4% black in the state of Washington. Okay. You know, I don't want that to go over you guys' head. That's every 100. And you can do the study. I did this before. I remember sitting at Ezel's one day, you know, the hood's been gentrified, you know, and I sat there for about 30 minutes, man. I just looking at the hood, you know, I was talking to somebody. And you look at the cars that drive by and you look at the race of the people that's driving by. Of course, some cars got tint, you know, you can't, but you know what I mean, you know, and you can literally see 100 cars drive by before you even see one black person. Okay. And we see these people, they're going to get their mail. They're going to get food. They're going to the laundromat. They're going in and out of all these high-rise apartment buildings that they gentrified our hood. All these tech people, you know, they live over here, work across the water. You know, they making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Houses worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. You know, we trying to be the man in the hood, you know, with the $1,500 in the pocket every day on heavy rotation, like you got big money. You know, big money to somebody in the hood. What, 40,000? Right? You got these people making millions of dollars, not doing shit. They're not fighting over no blocks. It's cool for them to go in any neighborhood, right? They can go anywhere. They can go downtown with their family, stroller, wife, jogging. But we can't even open up a hot dog stand without niggas coming to try to harm us. And our women lay down with these guys. You know, it's like a guy can go shoot up 4 or 5 people and there'll still be a woman there to give that man sex. I really had to talk to the hood on this one, man. And I don't really care how it comes out. All I care about is this young man's family. You know, I know they're going to be straight. You know, there was a lot of support from the community. There's a lot of support. You know, I'm sure his wife, you know, got her head on her shoulders. And, you know, she's a strong black woman. You know, she's ready to do this. So I'm just worried about the respect and getting this message across. Okay. So we got another video, you know, and this was on the Converge Media. If you guys haven't checked out Converge Media, I actually don't know a whole lot about it. I know it's based out of the Central District. You know, there have been a lot of people that I know I've been checking it out. It's a small channel. You know, I don't want to get into too many particulars because I really don't know, but I know it's about Seattle. I know it's about community. So guess what? I'm going to support it anyway. You know, it's like if you got any reserves about me or what I'm doing on my channel or what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Okay. I'm doing this for the youth. I'm trying to make my voice bigger and stronger so that I can talk to the youth, because I'm going to be honest. Some of these guys out here that call themselves community activists and, you know, they're supposed to be out here trying to stop the violence and trying to do that. But the youth don't really listen to them, man. You know, and I was one of those guys that didn't listen. You know, I was. You know, I'm guilty. I was, you know. So I'm trying to create this platform so I can speak to the youth. This is the Vanishing Seattle edition. So, you know, it's vanishing. You know, we've been on these blocks so hard. We've been pressing the line so hard on our own people that we weren't able to combat the gentrification because nobody was in a position to get any loans. Nobody was in a position to buy anything. Now, you know, if you want to start a business now, it's going to be 5 times more than what we could have did in the 90s. If we love the Central District so much, why didn't we buy the whole thing up? Why didn't we buy the promenade? You know, and they're just cramming everybody in here. I see the news all the time and they say, oh, I can't believe it. The violence, you know, I can't believe it. Well, why can't you? They can't believe it. I see them talking about the homeless problem and say, they can't believe, that's my reality though. That's what I came from. I couldn't go home without fiends all on the corner. Right? So I'm gonna get into this clip. You know, this kind of gives you a little bit more in depth about who this man was. What did he do in the community? What was his business all about? It's Dr. Hood. Hit the like button.
Hi, I'm Kiana Picket with the Postman.
And I'm Devon Picket with the Postman. Brief history is that a young couple started a mom and pop shipping center in loving memory of my great grandfather, Jacques Chappelle. He was a USPS mail carrier for 37 plus years in the community and ultimately retired from the post office. And then we wanted to take it a step further and created our own shipping platform.
You really feel like we came in at a time where the community was really being hit with gentrification, and it's like not something we can prevent, but we're like right in the middle of it. And then with the USPS leaving and a lot of people really relying on that service, it was really a pivotal time when we came in, and we were like embraced with open arms because people needed the services. We brought back faxing. People were not able to send a fax anywhere. And so what Devon loves to say is we took a mundane type of service like shipping or the postal service and like created something that's like a culture, and you come in here to get lifted up. There's just so much that we brought to the community that it was missing, and that we're like growing off of what was already here.
I'm born and raised in Seattle, Central District area. My roots in the community are really tied in. Mailing or business where we're from in the inner cities is not something that, people are understanding the importance of it now, and they're becoming more enlightened in those things, So to see us doing that is like, well, I could go start a tax company or, whatever outside the box that we don't always, outside of being an athlete or something like that. As a CEO, I like to look at the bigger picture of it all, and just knowing that we bring something that everyone can learn from, no matter their background. It's pivotal. I just feel like in one regard, it could be just seen as a mail center, you know what I mean? But then if you dig deeper, it's like it says so many different things in the progression of where we are as a community.
There's a lot of different conversations that happen in the Postman. We go from talking about astrology to like what's going on in politics, and it's really like a space you can come into with your own views and have a real conversation and not feel like I'm going to be wrong. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that come in that are just getting started and coming and getting insight, and like they see that we did it and they have questions of like, how do I get to where you are at, or taking their business ideas to the next level. We bootstrapped it since the beginning. So continuing to want to grow and just already, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, doing taxes, hiring employees. Those have all been like challenges that you face anyway. But then when COVID happened, then now, you can't just walk into a building and go get service or just call someone on the phone because people are working from home. We did a promotion of paying for the postage for people to just send a card to a loved one or someone that they just wanted to give a message to. And we were inspired to do that because we were just seeing like a lot of people were freaked out. They didn't know what was going on, and we didn't know what was going on either, but it was our way to keep spreading love and getting people to be positive.
We want to employ as many people as we can from the community. We got probably like 9 employees, and majority of them are family. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see us being like a community like Starbucks, UPS, Apple, all these things in one. Just being a cornerstone for people, an outlet for them to talk, or a meeting space to have some time to connect. So we're young. We live in an era where like everything is moving. So we're very involved with the Postman, but we're also looking to start scaling it by like 2 years, 3 years, so that we can focus on other things that evolve this business plus other businesses we're starting.
The future of the Postman is the Postman app and neighborhood marketplace. What the app is going to do is basically allow customers to continue to use the Postman services, whether they come into the store or they're doing it from home. And then we'll have the neighborhood marketplace, which will be a marketplace of local micro and small businesses that use the Postman, that ship from the Postman, and that are here around the Postman. And then as we open up more stores, the neighborhood will grow to all those surrounding businesses.
The challenge has been staying true to the values of what we want, right? Through all the success, the failure, all those different things, because being young, being a couple, having a family, having a ton of success, being in the limelight, you know, it can be, there can be a lot that comes with it.
Since there's been a lot of changes in the Central District, we hope that with the Postman, we're creating more jobs, and we hope that the community wants to come and be a part of the Postman and part of the growth, because it's more than just shipping and there's real community involvement. We just recommend and encourage the city leaders and politicians to, you know, come down to the Postman, come talk with Devon or I. If you're looking to have insight on, you know, people from the community that are on the, what we like to call the ground level or the street level, and that are also connected with, you know, people who are up in the corporate, you know, we talk to a lot of different people. That's where, you know, being connected to community is our thing. And so we just encourage and invite, you know, those city officials, leaders, politicians, come talk with us and find out what the people really want and need.
You see what I'm talking about, y'all? You know, positive man, community guy, family man, you know, what the youth should be looking up to. This is one of the guys that the community should be looking up to, man. Inspiring. He said he had 9 employees, family. You know, he's an inspiring dude, man. You know, bless this man's heart, bless this man's family. I hope that business continues to flourish. You know, I got a special guest in the back, though. I got a special guest in the back. You know who it is. Def Chef, what's going on?
Man, what's up? It's always a pleasure when I get to wake up and have a conversation with Dr. Hood. You're one of my favorite people, bro. You really know how to just, you know, be who you are. And I like what you're doing, man.
Man, this one, you know, because this took a minute. You know, I didn't know how I was gonna tackle this one. You know, this was a really hard one because I really didn't know him personally. I remember having a conversation with him, you know, once, and you know, my brother knew. I talked to my brother yesterday about him, and you know, he knew him real good. They played sports together, and you know, my brother mentioned championships, and you know what I'm saying. So this dude, you know, he was a real one. He was a real one, and to be able to legally employ 9 people, you know, that video was maybe a year old or, you know, or better. So
Man,
I mean, I'm sure.
Wasn't that video from like the beginning of the pandemic? Because
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
like go ahead.
No. Yeah, it was. So okay, so maybe about 18 months ago, you know.
Yeah, he been grinding for sure.
Okay, yeah. You know, it's just unfortunate, man. We got to say RIP to people, you know, and the fact that, to me, because I know how we are, and Black people, I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot of the times we it's hard for us to do multiple things at once. You know, I'm talking from a street level, you know.
No, you had to make sure that you was dealing with the type of person who deserves this type of attention from you. I know what you're saying. I mean, I hope the listeners understand, but I'm just saying, me knowing you, I know exactly what you're saying. You had to vet the situation and make sure that you could speak on it the way you know you could speak in a respectful manner. I get it, bro, because you never know with a motherfucker, bro. You know, motherfuckers, they might pretend to be a certain way, but really they criminal as they come, and it does happen.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's I remember he played basketball. He was, played at Seattle U.
Mm-hmm.
He was good.
Mm-hmm.
They had him in the paper a couple of times. I saw him. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, oh boy, he balling. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate, man. We normalize killing each other, and we cherish people that kill the same people that we cried for. It's kind of like what do we do when somebody passed? Let's just say not get murdered, but somebody passed from just not living right, or not eating right, or
Mm-hmm.
diabetes or something.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing we do?
We probably say they in a better place, or
Yeah, that we do that, but first of all, we go to the funeral and eat the same fucking food that killed his ass.
oh yeah, well we have, yep. If I died of kidney failure from alcohol, you guys pour out liquor for me, and
You
yeah,
know what I'm
no,
saying?
I mean straight, hey
So,
bro, straight up, you're
like,
you're on
so
point with this, bro.
I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm thinking like, and I know people got their past beefs, and everybody, and some people got some stuff that they really can't let go. I've had plenty of arguments with family members and people about shit that they didn't want to let go, and I felt like they should have let it go. And they explained to me why they didn't want to let it go. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, if you care anything about legacy, if you care about, you know, I just want to see black people on top just for a week, 1 week, before I die.
Look, man, check this out, bro. Where we at with it, we just gonna keep it rolling. It's okay to just admit certain things right now, right? With us, with black people, especially black people that come from the background and the environments we come from, I always have the time. I always have the energy to hold a grudge against you, nigga. We all know this, right? Now, we need to change it, but the first thing we need to do is just own it and stop with the tap dancing, because it ain't getting us nowhere. Yeah, bro, I could definitely have everything in the world going, but still find time to be mad at you over some shit that happened when I was 14. Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. And it's a goddamn shame, and it spills over into a bunch of shit, right? I'm not relating this situation to what we currently talking about, but what we doing or what you're doing is talking about a bigger problem. Like, see, this is the real pandemic. Now you talking about a pandemic.
Yeah.
Now you talking about a real epidemic, because this is something, nigga, they don't got no shot for this. This is a self cure. You gotta cure this, and that's the hardest thing to do, right? A self analysis and treatment of whatever it is plaguing you, bro.
Man, these dudes
We
need to
sick.
sit down and listen to some lectures, man. And something's got to happen, bro, fast. Because the other races, they're not moving like that.
Nope, they operate under a code, bro, and you're gonna operate under it, or you're not gonna be around.
So why is it cool for like, let's say I go harm some dudes, some black people right now.
Yeah.
Let's say I go out harm. Why Why would I get so much support for that? Why would there be dudes saying free me on Facebook?
Because
Right?
we're under a spell, bro. And the thing is, cats be trying to act like that perspective is so crazy, but they'll believe three men walked into a furnace and didn't burn, right? For me to say we're under a spell, that's insane. But they'll believe that a man could go into a starving, hungry lion's cage and the lion don't attack him. And I understand like that's something to hold on to, but that's a belief. Where right now what we talking about is reality. I don't believe we under a spell. I know we are. That's like me saying I believe I'm a male. Nah, I don't gotta believe that shit. I know I'm a male, bro. I've been one my whole life. I don't gotta believe I'm black. I could believe in the principles of it, but no, I'm black, right? So my people is fucked up. I said all that to say, ain't know what I think, ain't know what I believe. I mean, I guess I believe it because if you show it to me enough, sure, I believe it, right? But let's. This is why we're here. This is why we're here right now. Listen, bro, you literally created this platform because my people are fucked up.
Right.
Think about that, bro. Like, it's really hitting home for me. Like, with everything we've talked about, the reason why this platform exists, my people are fucked up and you're tired of seeing it happen and you want to do your part to solve it. And I guess that's what we all should be doing, I imagine. Right?
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, that's some heavy shit when the conclusion you come to is I gotta do this. My people are fucked up. That's some powerful shit. How many, like, a lot of motherfuckers, they get to focus in on one thing. Okay, for my people, here's our goal. Here's what's plaguing us. Here's what we need to focus in on. Our shit be, we upside down, inside out, over here, over there. We just got a lot to deal with, right? If we was to ask 100 black people, what are the 10 things holding us back or we need to work on, bro, we gonna get 101 different answers. Out of 100 black people, we'll get 101 different answers, bro.
That's why we got to focus on one thing at a time, bro.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, you know. And that's why is it cool for one black man to harm another black man? You know. That shouldn't be cool. We should look at you a different way when you do things like that, when you behave like that. It's up to us. They say the men are the ones that build the village, you know. So it's up to us.
We got to start ostracizing niggas, bro.
You can't just kill other black people, rob other black people, and it just be okay.
We gotta start ostracizing niggas, bro. This is just what we was talking about. I had a meeting, you know, with a bunch of other black people in the community where can I switch gears real quick and throw a little community event in the mix?
Oh yeah. Nah.
Okay.
We in here, man. This is all for the positivity.
On Halloween, we're doing a event up at the William Grove Center. That's the old fire station, 23rd and Yesler, right? Mm-hmm. It's called Nurture Our Harvest. It's an alternative to Halloween. We're gonna have a bunch of positive stuff up there, positive groups, positive information, games, educational situations, definitely food, definitely music. DJ Top Spin, he's gonna be DJing. It'll be from 3 to 6, right? It's gonna be Def Chef, Africa Town, community passageways, and basically the community. So that's what we're going to be doing. But when we were meeting, now we can get back on course. I just had to throw that out there. Bring all the kids. It's all ages. when we were talking about how there got to start being penalty for damaging our people, especially if you one of us. Like, you can't come around and we have to draw a line.
Right.
And now it's about to get bad. And it has to be whatever.
If I'm gonna fight a fight, if we gonna fight a fight,
Okay.
why not fight that one? Because it's so cool for a black man to wake up, look at another black man that looks just like him,
and do some crazy shit. And you know,
these dudes need to really sit down and watch some lectures, man.
And hey, you know what? But
who they are.
Niggas gotta vet the lectures they listening to. See, like,
man, listen. I think any of them will open up your mind, bro. I haven't seen not one that wouldn't at least open up your mind and give you at least a little bit of thought.
Man, look. Okay, so the dude, he was a Hebrew Israelite, right? I know you don't know that and you kind of don't want to know, but I just got to tell you certain things so you know where I'm coming from with this. We got to vet some of this information. Now, I'm about to say a whole bunch of contradictory ass shit, right? Because everyone knows I'm an activist and I'll pretty much help anybody. We can't help everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a food activist, right? So food is food, and yeah, anything can happen with it. I've seen things happen, especially, about 2 years ago with the pandemic. I seen a lot of shit, especially with CHOP, all that. I get it. But some of these people we be trying to connect with, Dr. Hood, man, these cats is demons, bro. And they'll come in the form, like they'll talk how we talk. But then they'll flip and we'll be like, yo, what's wrong with, I'm gonna say my name, right? So nobody gets offended. What's wrong with this nigga Jermaine? He's not like that normally. Right? But you don't even know me from normal. You just know me from when I met you. And when I met you, I presented a way better person, and what happened? And so I know things I shouldn't know. You've dealt with me in ways you shouldn't deal with me. You know, we 11 people, bro. Right? We 11 people. Bro, I've known you damn near your whole fucking life, bro. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you work. Right? And honestly, we have to be mindful of that. Right? Why do I need to know where you live, bro? Why do I need to know where you work? Right now, I understand where me and you we're doing good. Like I get the intangibles of it, but the bottom line is some of these dudes ain't ready to really be in your presence, and they're not deserving of it. That's just that. And a person who don't deserve to be in your presence, they will do some weird shit. They will take their mind to a place to where they're able to do what should really be the unthinkable.
All I know is I used to have that same self-hate that I see these black men suffering from right now. You know, I really had anger. I was, in my opinion, unapproachable. You know, like I used to get an attitude if a motherfucker look at me too long. Like if you look at me more than 2 seconds, you know, I get an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Because that's self-hate. And it wasn't to white people, man. It wasn't to other people, man. It was to the same people that look just like me.
Yeah,
I will walk in a room, and this is when I went to the pen. I was in the R units, and there was we in the chow hall. Let's say there's about 80 people in there. There's 50 to 80 people in there eating at one time. they would there would be like a black dude way on the other side of the room, and maybe another black dude on the other side of the room, right? You look past every white dude in there to make sure that you identify who that nigga is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like he's your threat. That's in your mind. That's the mindset that I had. I don't got that mindset no more. When I see a black brother, I see another king, just like me. You know, his blood has stood the test of time as long as my bloodline has. You feel me?
Yep.
And that's some amazing shit. So when I see back then, it was a cool thing to do to harm another black man. Now that I'm woke, like, you know, people say, "Oh, you woke? You crazy? This motherfucker must be crazy because he's woke, right?" Maybe it ain't woke. Maybe it's just I'm done with the bullshit.
Okay, here, let me say about the woke thing. Anytime, it seems that anytime you more so embrace positive attributes of being black, right, and you're black with it,
Right.
it turns into this woke thing, right? And it's amazing because we were always told we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Now that we woke up, we're woke. We're not really better people. We're woke. It's almost like this joke. These woke niggas think that they just gonna unify. Well, shit, bro. I mean, damn. If I don't think I could unify, you want me to live in the reality of I gotta watch that nigga. And you know what? I guess I do. But you're not gonna get me running around buying into that. That's just like you're not gonna get me buying into the idea that any other person who says something to my kid, they really got ill intentions. And you gotta what? Hey man, listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never get me to look at my people like that. I know that there's individuals, but just like, you know, it was said, you put these individuals in the media and you talk about them so much that you make it seem this is what black people are. This is the basic standard. And man, that's the furthest from the truth. But one people you don't got to tell the truth about is black people. You could lie on us. You could find one situation that'll make that a fact, and that'll speak for all of us. And we accept that until another black person does it. Then all of a sudden it becomes coon this, coon that. So it's some strange shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like with what you doing now. There's gonna be homies from the hood and around the way who feel some type of way about it because they haven't matured like you. They haven't found a real well, they got a purpose, but your purpose is to, you know, keep us breathing and growing, and their purpose is to get stripes off some bullshit.
Right.
Peter Pan ass niggas.
Try to be 100% of nothing, you know.
Trying to be
I'd rather
100%
I'd rather be 10% of a watermelon than 100% of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
They don't hear you.
Hey, Ray Midnight in the building. DJ Ray Midnight. Hey, if you in the Seattle area, you know, Puget Sound area, you got to book DJ Ray Midnight. What's going on, my brother?
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Def Chef, legendary Dr. D19D. Listen, hey man, much condolences to the Seattle community and really the Tacktown community, because as days come about as this young, wise, intelligent being of a soul, Devon Picket Jr., I come to see pictures that he has great ties in Tacoma with great people I grew up with that coaches now at TCC with Rashid Wortham, and I didn't know he played at Seattle University with my family, Clarence Trent, who's Bubba. I see how this is striking in the community. It's so my condolences to you guys. I see his ties is very close to the people I know out here in Town, so he was well received. I just want to say I seen his work. I seen the love being shown. It's I don't know, guys. You know what I'm saying? Every time this happens, I always question myself about, is it still worse than it was when we were younger? And I guess the documentation of it is much more broad, and everybody is an eyewitness to it. So I guess yes, in that fashion. I must concur with you guys also with the woke thing, that guys believing that being woke is crazy, which is what kind of is the programming to do the social engineering to make us not be woke, because they know if black folks, you guys, if we do not, and I promise you this, and our ancestors that has passed this information all the way through way long before slavery told us this information. If we do not, as black people, whatever we are, whether you light skinned or dark skinned or in the middle or green, purple, okay? But if you're part of the black, okay, and your ancestry is from the African diaspora, okay? If we do not, call me weird from being woke, I've been woke because I've been new about myself. I know knowledge of myself, the true divine. If we do not learn about ourselves,
then we'll always hate each other.
We're going to come back to this. This is going to be a continuous cycle, because we are the only culture, okay, that do not know who we are. If we knew who we are, we would never
you wouldn't even
like
think
this.
about it.
We wouldn't even think about this.
No.
Ever. Our ancestors beyond the ancient Egyptian times, that they don't want us to know, that's written on the wall about us. Right. This is not the way. This is never the way. But we won't take the time to not know that we've been duped, because we are so scared of being duped again, because we've been duped and duped and duped and duped.
No, we want to ride it till the wheels fall off.
We want to ride it till the wheels fall off, right? Because we've been duped, and we don't,
and we got too much pride just to say, okay, you know what? We've been duped. Let's do it a different way.
Something's not right. We've been duped.
Too much pride.
We got too much pride, and it's been instilled that way because everybody want to be a chief and nobody want to be an Indian. You get what I'm saying? So we always are going to fall into, so you'll never understand why a young brother like this, family man, went to college for the community. Scary to brothers like us who are much of the same, but we were supposed, these guys supposed to be burying us, okay? So it's very scary to know stuff like this and knowing that, damn, well, how could this happen to him? Who would do such a thing? It's a mental state of mind. There used to be a code where somebody like this, or somebody like Chef, or somebody like Flames, or somebody like Ray. Oh no, don't touch him. No, not him. Oh no, or even look at him like, nah, bro, he don't seem like he like that. You get what I'm saying? He don't, you know what I'm saying? Because we're living in the time to where it's just, we have to find out who we are. We have to go back to the drawing board. We have to go back and get rid of the religious way and find out the spiritual.
Man, we need to find out, because everybody watching YouTube, we need to find out some lectures that these dudes need to sit down, man. Every black man needs to sit his ass down and get a 10-hour course, bro.
On their history and who they are.
Sit your fuck ass down. You might like it, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
If you
sit your ass down and learn something, man.
Please sit down and learn.
There ain't no excuse. You don't know how to read, and there's no excuse. You could just listen to the shit, bro.
You might as well be a slave again if you don't know how to read and math, and you ain't trying to find out who you are, that means you a duplicate of everybody else, bro. But everybody's following our shit. You don't get why that is. You don't get why they want your organs when you die, the black organs, organ harvesting. You don't think why they want to snatch the black woman's body because they know how fucking precious the black woman's body is? We don't know about each other. We don't know how powerful we are. We don't. And this is where we keep on failing because we keep on figuring, I want to be the leader. I'm going to kill you off because I want to be the guy because we're so used to being a slave. So we always going to keep running into this every single time with somebody we know.
Hey,
no.
Let me chime in real quick. You just said something that is some of the realest shit. We so used to being a slave, right?
That's it.
Black, you know what? Certain black people will literally fight for the right to be controlled.
Period.
They'll literally fight you for it, bro.
They'll convolute the truth to say that you're crazy. You know, they'll make our truth is crazy. When you're self-aware, when you have knowledge of self, they call you weird and crazy because they ain't never heard of that before, or they don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And here we are back again talking about whether it's Tacoma, Seattle, LA, Compton, Atlanta, Bronx, New York, coaches getting killed. You know, that was basketball coaches, good for the community. This is everywhere. There's another story like this in Atlanta too. You know, just last week, very similar.
So Converge Media did that last clip I played, Def Chef. You give us a little insight about that, you know, a little information about that.
Was you was talking to me?
Yeah, about the Converge Media.
Oh, you know Converge, man.
Just kind of let us know, you know, the ins and the outs.
Yeah.
Hold on, we got Dark Kent and we got Chris Ritchie in the house.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Okay, we got the professors in here.
They came out. See, this is an important moment, and I didn't even send no links. This is all genuine.
Yeah.
What up, chat? What up, y'all, brother?
What up now? Good morning.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, black man. You know.
What's good, Dr. Hood?
Man, I see you got the pick of his brother. What happened to this brother?
Yeah, he was killed in the area we grew up in. Me and Def Chef grew up in the central area. And that's, you know, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. Businessman, you know, he was doing his thing. He had employees. I mean, that video was a while ago, so he probably doubled his employees, you know, and just a good dude. He coached the football team. I seen some pictures coaching the little CD Panthers down there, you know. And when I see stuff happen, like, I don't even want to say he's like a Nipsey Hussle, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, had a good business. Postman, you know, people go down there, use the fax machine, make copies, package stuff up.
Positive pillar in the community.
Yeah, he was a young dude. He was probably barely over 32, maybe. You know what I'm saying? He was a young dude. Young. Yeah. So, you know, it's just sad, and it's clear that it's cool. Like, some dude, you know, whoever did this shit, or, you know, whoever, people do this shit all the time. It's cool to do, though. Like, I don't have to feel ashamed of this because my family and everybody will still accept me. Some will love me and respect me even more. Some will respect me that didn't respect me before, right? For doing shit like this to your own people.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to attack it from that angle. Like, why is it cool? Why is it like I can't just run around and say grape, you got to use those words on YouTube, grape somebody, right? Because that wouldn't be cool. But the panel, there wouldn't be nobody on the panel. No, nobody will fuck with me if I say some shit like that or if I do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So why, if I murder another black man, why would there be people talking about free me and shit, making t-shirts and shit? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ass backwards.
We're celebrating the wrong shit.
And it's been
You know what, man? I got a little feeling and a theory. I was down there at the vigil last night briefly with Def Chef, you know what I'm saying? And first thing I noticed when I walked upon the scene and I read the story is that I work nearby, and what I noticed, man, is that the narrative on the story, we focusing on his life and aspects of his life. My whole thing is that I want to know who killed him.
Oh, I mean, I know.
Well, no, they got the, I don't want it, on here or nothing like that, but they got the guy's arrested apparently.
Here's what
I heard that, and that's the thing with these killings, how we make it so these are less frequent is instead of us like so much as doing what we've been doing, we go straight to the killers. You know what I'm saying? We air the killer out first. As soon as we air the, because my first thought, typically Seattle, there's a formula. There's a formula for this sort of thing. If you're old, been around the block like some of us have been in Seattle a long time, when something like this, the way it was set up, that's a hit. That was a hit. You know what I'm saying? So typically when you got something like this that goes down, if the killer don't leave the area, the killer gonna end up either in Portland or Vegas. So so as a community, we need to start really trying to put these killers out there so it's not really to their benefit to be out here killing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that have been killed in Seattle that, like, one of my homies got killed, and I think, I'm not going to say people knew who it is, but
we always know.
We always know.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, it's okay. We here now. Fuck it. Ain't no, because we got to have these conversations. And a lot of people, they talk that tough shit, but when it come time for this real shit, y'all gonna tuck your tail because you could use a firearm to solve all your problems. If a nigga say something, I'll shoot him. Hey, I mean, whatever, but we gonna talk about it regardless.
What I was gonna say is that to what he was saying, that in the realistic, common sense world, we should have a community like an anonymous crime watch for folks to gather together and find who did this. But again, with the state of mind of the black man, woman nowadays, to what they've instilled, this ass backwards mentality, if you did that, you know what they're going to consider you to be. And for people who don't do nothing, we don't care. We're not out in the streets, and we're still thinking that we street dudes. Oh, I'm not a snitch. Well, of course you're not. You're not a street dude. So if you went told on who murdering in your community, you can't be a snitch. You're not. The snitch is somebody who's out there snitching on a dope man, and he ain't bothering you. It's someone who's doing their own shit and ain't got nothing to do with you. But we convoluted that into, oh, you better not say nothing at all. At all.
Man, when it comes to shit like this, man, it's like we all got a target on our back. You know what I'm saying? Like us as black men in the hood, we can get it at any time, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I take that attitude towards it because I stay strapped every day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, believe me, he was strapped. Like, because I mean, I could tell, we could. The thing is that it's openly talked about. His grandfather talked about it. His mom, his wife, they talked about this, like in what happened. Like the wife was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Right. So she talks about it, and man, at the end of the day, like before you guys got on here, right? I'm talking to Dr. Hood, and we, like Ray said about knowing who we are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my angle. When black men start gravitating to who they're supposed to become, they become this fucking save the world ass nigga. They may not really think they're like that, but that is how we be. And we'll allow people into our space who shouldn't be. Like,
there we go.
Man, the dude who killed him.
Bro.
Because see, I don't want to like attack nobody right now, right?
Yeah.
But I want to talk about what happened. This nigga was under a spell. Yeah,
okay.
he was one of them rogue Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Oh man.
Well, Compton did that.
If Rich could pull his screen up or whatever, like we could show this shit in real time. You should have seen what he was writing, and he was attacking everybody, any black man who it's almost like it was a hit. It was the weirdest thing. He threatened Y King. He threatened this one, that one. He was trying to start rumors. This isn't something that popped up one day. This dude was wilding, saying all type of crazy shit. Oh boy, go to close the shop. This nigga pop up like Jack in the Box. Like he was there when the dude was closing his shop, bro. Like, and all this dude ever tried to do, all he ever tried to do was help this dude. Like the same shit you niggas be doing. Imagine there's a dude who be at the club all the time. We know he's a little bit off, but we got to give him some help. So Ray Midnight decides, and he would be right. We do got to look out for each other. Right, we can't just So Ray, he introduced him to his family. He treat the nigga with some normalcy, but this ain't a normal nigga, right? And the reason why you doing this is he needs some love, and you don't want to be the person to turn him away, right? Man, I understand that. We're in a hell of a position. Because some of these dudes, I know we healers or whatever our role is, educators, mentors, you niggas can't mentor everybody. Now, I don't know how we decide this. Because like I said, I should be the last one talking. I'll feed anybody. But I'm here. You see what I'm saying? So this is what it's coming down to. Some of these people we're trying to help don't mean us no good, and we won't know until they come. But when we see signs, we'll call it a cry for help. Man, niggas don't want no help, bro.
Niggas know, bro.
Can we agree on that, brothers?
What's that?
On what I just said.
Oh no, I agree because we got somebody like that in Tacoma right now.
Okay.
He's helped that be all at the parties. But be on some extreme shit sometimes, and people be giving him a pass and saying he needs help. But they'll sit up there and enable him to do stupid shit or say stupid shit.
Yeah.
You got somebody like that, young cat in Tacoma, right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
right
man.
Now.
But he feels like he can go walk main line, all of that.
Yep.
You feel me?
Right now. Yep.
Because that's a cool thing to do. But if he was a Chimo, that wouldn't be cool. You see what I'm saying? He couldn't walk main line. So I understand how it's worse, but gunning down black people should be right there.
Yeah.
You just can't be cool. I wouldn't want to be cool with that.
Yeah, you can't trust no motherfucking body.
You turn your back on people like that, man.
Shit.
I understand, shit that went on in the past. Those are the policies that we ran back then,
Yeah.
Seattle, I mean, even with the gang violence, I think I was talking to Def Shep, like what we like 25, 30 years behind LA.
Oh yeah.
Right? So what are we gonna do? Go another 25, 30 years of this bullshit and then decide to make a change? Because we already see what it did to their community.
Yeah.
And if we 25, 30 years young past that, come on now.
Man, we know who they are, man. You know what I'm saying? We know who they are. It's like ain't never a surprise. That's the cold thing about it. It ain't never a surprise. In the back of the at the end of the day, it ain't never a surprise. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we gotta man, it's gotta be put in the air how to deal with this sort of thing. That's the problem. The information is fragmented. Like bro should have just not fuck with this nigga. Period.
We're natural healers. We can't help it. It's in our DNA as a black man.
If you got a motherfucker around, you gotta feed him with that knowledge, bro. You just can't have them around, bro.
You just can't around. You just can't
knowledge is free. Knowledge is free.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And if he's not mentally stable
if you're not filling his head up, then he's still gonna be on this demonic bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be useless to the community.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You could keep feeding them all you want.
Yeah, because we know through the history of Seattle, all these high profile killings, man. The key thing is always being letting a motherfucker see be invisible to a motherfucker you should be invisible to. You know what I'm saying?
This is a sad situation, man.
Yeah, that's the key. See, now I ain't gonna sit here and pretend I ain't no motherfucking healer. You know what I'm saying? I stay away from motherfuckers unless I vet you and I gotta have you gotta be solid for me.
But I mean, have you ever helped somebody, close or cool in this sort of situation, or that you just been like, you know what, man, without even a thought. Like you're saying that now, like
of course,
no,
yes, bro.
No,
this is
Okay.
This is the problem.
I'm not that nigga, bro.
Okay.
Look,
I am not.
I've
I've been to prison, bro. Will she go to prison a couple times?
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that dude, bro.
Okay.
It's different.
Here's the thing. Here's
you
the thing.
Talk about nothing.
The exact.
Now the level of respect is off the charts in prison, and it's sad that I had to go to a place like that to even experience that. People out here, the way they live, and that's why it's such a culture shock when somebody comes from in there, and then just the regular conversation that we have can come off as disrespectful to somebody in there. We don't know what respect is.
Yeah.
These youngsters, I mean, maybe the older cats our age probably got, know some type of respect, but the younger cats, they don't have any.
Well, I mean, jail politics is different because we're loved outside of the bars, but in the bars we're hated. I mean, for the most part, prison-wise, you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's ass backwards. White folks is with the Mexicans in prison. We're still all alone in prison, but when we come out, they all cool with it. So, and we accept that. And we accept that.
But we don't accept no disrespect, though. That's the thing.
No, I'm just saying we're all together in there. We're not siding with. No matter what, it's just all black. But when they get out, everybody want to be cool, as if that wasn't the case in the cell. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect us. We don't. But if we're not showing that we're not respecting each other, then why should they?
Yeah.
Why should they?
Yeah, that's real.
We're the most powerfulest men of a culture that don't even know if we should be calling ourselves black or not, while everybody else knows what they are. We don't.
They're not worried about what they are. They just worried about getting to the money.
Well, because they know who they are, though. White people know they're European.
Yeah.
Mexicans know they're Mexican. Asians know they're Asians. Indians know they're Indians. We don't even want to accept that we're African. We're still battling that if we're American or black or African.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
the
Because look, here's the thing. This is like I was saying before. We under a spell.
Under
as
a
long
spell.
as niggas is under a spell, we could be spellbound.
Yeah.
And this is
I know
all
what
true.
you're talking about.
Huh?
Yeah, I know you're talking about them damn motherfucking
we're
warlocks,
under,
nigga.
look, man, look at this. Check this out.
Yeah.
We under all these things that there's symbols, there's signs, there's oaths, their words are put in a certain order to get you in a spell. It's almost like scriptures. I don't give a fuck what you fuck with. What you do the Greek Panalytic thing, what you in a black fraternity, you under a spell, nigga. What you gang banging? If you a gangbanger with any type of literature, you're under a spell, nigga.
And ain't teaching.
Huh?
If you a gangbanger and you know any type of literature and ain't teaching.
But I'm saying like the literature, it got you under a spell.
Yes.
Like you're not really a free thinker. You might think you're a free thinker, but let anybody say anything challenging your spell, then all of a sudden you can't see straight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What you in the military? You got this all this shit. You're under a spell.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to look at. A lot of times the mission statement of these so-called good, like these motherfuckers is so indoctrinated to the point, man, bro, some of these documentaries I've seen or some of these cats who came about this shit, right? If you, whatever your religion is, I understand you're under a spell, homie.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's what we
You know, it's funny you say that.
Meaning, what rules do you follow? That's the key.
It's funny you say that, Chef, because when I was in the military, man, I couldn't. It's like, okay, I can conform temporarily for this bullshit that they program you to be.
Yeah.
But I couldn't deal with it for much longer, man. I was like, look, I can't. I'm an independent thinker. I'm it.
Yes.
I'm that it nigga, an independent thinker.
Right.
You can't program. It just ain't gonna work.
Right.
This is not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good experience. I learned from it or whatnot. But I'm an independent thinker. You ain't finna convince me to go over here and kill these folks on the strength of because y'all can't come to some agreement or you motherfuckers want to take over there.
Right.
Or whatever your agenda is that you ain't gonna tell us straight up what the mission is. Right. Everything, the security clearance, whatever the higher ups, the ones who got the weight on their collars. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, with this uniform, I'm a man. I'm a young man. I don't give a fuck what your rank is or whatever.
Okay.
And when you come at them like that, it's okay, yeah, he ain't, he got to get out of here early. We can't program him. We can't
command him.
Exactly.
All right, but who's programming us to kill each other then? You see, if they programming you to kill them, we killing each other. So that's what
They programming us
to keep us in that space.
Man, the same people programming the soldiers in the military, program the soldiers in the street. Hey,
programming the music.
What's
programming the music?
Exactly.
All that. Hey, you see, some of y'all done did. I'm an activist, so I be meeting motherfuckers in the street. Have any of y'all ever met a white boy from something called DMI?
No.
What is that?
It's like some East Coast shit, but it's like they move like a black gang. Like they're like in Baltimore and shit on the East Coast.
So they're in the DMV area.
Right. But the thing is, I'm talking to this dude. I had met him. or whatever, you know, because when you work the longshore, anybody's down there. He was doing the little longshore shit. He had been out for whatever 8 months or whatever, and he was able to come here to come try to work. And so he was explaining to me just how like the programming works and how, and this is a white boy saying this, where he's all like, yeah, like you're completely programmed, like you got this thing, you memorize all this shit, like you gotta know the shit, you need to know it on command. He's just like, shit, after a fucking while, these little symbols that and he's just like, yeah, it's in anything, it doesn't matter what we talking about. So anybody who's been under it knows what it looks like and what it is, and you could change the name of it, but it's all programming to get numbers, to control motherfuckers, get bread, right? Like Dr. Hood was talking about, niggas will be your big homie to control you. Period. Here, take this bag. Yeah, here's the way we do it.
I got a little something for you. I just don't think we're going to have this revolving conversation. Like, what do we do? What do we do? Like, go listen to the black scholars, the real black scholars, man or female, and learn who you are. There is a simplifying movie that's out now called Crown is the King, Out of Darkness, simplifying who we are in an hour. The real story about what happens on December 25th is about us. It's about us. What we created, mathematics, how we went about daily life, how we are it. And everything else has been copied and duplicated and manipulated so that we don't know. But the truth is still in there. They have us thinking mythology is fake. It's not. Man, listen, man, if we don't know who we are as a culture, as a people, and I'm afraid in my lifetime we won't get to figure it out. But my dream is for all black people. Doesn't matter what you're mixed with, even if you mixed with white, if you have black in you. Any white person that is speaking about my history before slavery and telling the real, I have no problem with. Because it's not really about color at the end of the day. We are the ones. We are the beginning and the end. Black folks, the sky, the space is what color? Black. It begins and ends with us. So if we don't figure that out and learn about ourselves, and if there's no answer, we got ancestors that's teaching bits and pieces that then brought it down. But it's a cycle. We have to keep teaching. If not, we're going to keep revolving. There'll be a lot more Divine Pickets in every city. He was another Castile. He was another Castile. He just wasn't by the police. A good brother, scholar, community brother. Didn't deserve it. Hating and envy shit. But if we knew about each other, this brother would be spared because he's respected.
You know, and like you said with the teaching part, man. And the problem is, like, every set of instructions you're gonna receive in every area and every group, killing your leaders should be met with a punitive response, and that's what the problem is.
Stoned, beaten, destroyed. Anybody that's destroying our leaders and who's contributing positive energy, anything into the community, to our world, to our city, whether it be words. We can't keep losing Fred Hamptons, okay? Yeah. We can't keep losing Fred Hamptons, okay? Yeah. We let that police and white folks to do it, and now we're doing it to ourselves. What the fuck?
Because at some point, I think we turned into a bunch of chatty patties, bro. Because really, they killed MLK, and that should have been, we should have been on the helmets then. See, they killed MLK, and nobody did shit.
Nothing.
We know who did it. And see, that's why the natives got their little land and shit, because they were very punitive. Yeah, they were very punitive. Yeah, the natives are very punitive, bro. And they did not give up. They're like, oh, you fuck with us, we're going to keep coming. Until the government finally had to say, like, have you noticed when the George Floyd thing happened, all them protests across the country?
Yeah.
If you read between the lines, bro, they were in legislation during the riots asking us what do we want in order to stop.
See, here's my pushback a little bit on the Native Americans, though. Because at the end of the day, here's my pushback a little bit. Native Americans is black. We're part of Native Americans. We've been in the Americas long before there was slavery. We've been trading food. Native American is part of us. So is Mexican. Yeah. We've been there long before it's been documented. Black folks.
Yeah.
Right. When you know your history, you know we've been around long before they tell us in the history. Right. So my pushback on the Native Americans, on not all, is that they've been given rightfully land because their race has been depleted. They really did their job on the Native Americans. They deserve all that, right? But what black people really don't know in this country, that part of their reparations, part of that, we were supposed to get some of that.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get
freedom,
some of that.
Yeah.
And then black folks really knew that we be doing that same fight that the Native Americans did to get their reparations. It's in law. It's documented that we are supposed to have part of what they got for the land. Why is that? Because we are part. But we ain't got nothing. We're not fighting enough for what?
But you know what? Is you got unified die. We can't seem to unify.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest issue. We killing and fighting each other.
You're right.
And we distracted with all these other things that's meaningless, where we should be living like the Native Americans, having our own land of this America.
That's what we used to be.
You know what I'm saying? So
let's connect something though. Let's connect these dots, because Kanye said it in his interview. Who has been funding our demise for at least the last 30 years?
Absolutely.
In regards to the spell that has been cast through music and entertainment, which ultimately this culture of killing that has been perpetuated through the art that we've been putting out, that has been funded and created by a certain group that we see now, who the veil is getting lifted on, and we seeing there's another group that should be engaging in the talks to give us reparations also. There's many groups, but now you see all this you see the kids on the streets doing these murders with drill rap as the background, but you got these groups like 300 Entertainment who are signing these kids. They won't sign them if the kids are teaching us something.
That's right.
You know, to that that goes back to accountability to us.
Well, we accept the listen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That goes back to the accountability of us.
Yeah.
Why we keep enlisting ourselves, knowing that this society is set up for us to fail. Why our young black men keep wanting to join the drafts and the NBAs and the NFLs and things of that nature. That type of stuff we should be having our own.
Because money buys you happiness.
Right, but if you can't provide any type of solution to these youngsters, they're gonna do whatever they need to do. Hey, these people want to pay me for my athletic abilities. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be able to take care of my family. We are so programmed to be so dependent on them, instead of stepping out of ourselves and try to see a bigger picture of relying on each other. Everyone helps everyone, you know what I'm saying, to be able to maintain, and that's how you build our economics. Instead of outsourcing our dollars, we should be spending it amongst each other. or you know what I'm saying, sharing or bartering, whatever. If there was no currency, I guess
that's a good segue. That's a good segue. You know, about creating your own money and supporting the Black community and things.
We're too codependent on them. Just think about it. If we were able to, you know what? We're not going to spend any money on Gucci and Louis Vuitton, Nike, Adidas, all these big name companies, all these giant corporations that you use young Black men, Black women to promote your your logos and everything that comes with it, especially if you're in the sport. If they all thought about just withdrawing themselves from even saying, you know what, we're not going to be a part of that. We're going to start.
Who's funding the message? Who's funding these images? It's hard to come from under it when we're being bombarded with these images. Like I said, okay, the first, like I had this idea I was tossing with Chef. I said, so what if they ban the N-word from YouTube? How would that affect? Like, if you say certain things on YouTube, they ban you, or they demonetize you, or they got
line you.
But the word nigga is not on that list.
Never, right?
Yeah.
You can't say the J word, you can't say the R word, you can't say the A word, but you sure can say the N word, right?
Nigga.
You can't. You got it.
And for that, we took ownership of that. You know what I'm saying? Should no other race be saying that to you?
But we allow it.
I don't care if you cool, right? We allow it.
We shouldn't say it.
We shouldn't say it, but if that's what
it's time to change it. We gotta change it.
Turn it into a positive. That's himself. He took it and made it into a positive.
What is it attached to? What is it attached to, though?
It was attached to our ancestors being degraded and being demeaned by call that word. So now that we took it and popularized it in hip hop culture, just in everyday conversation. You know what I'm saying? How brothers talk, what up, my nigga? We embraced it. We don't look at it as negative no more.
It's gonna be painful.
Right, but we always seem to be able to flip it and make it cool now. Now you got other races saying it, and it's like, hold on, when I hear that, Latino, the Mexican, the white, I'm be like, what?
But are we really flipping it? Are we really flipping it? Is it something?
No, I'm just saying how impactful that we make. You know what I'm saying? That we turn a negative into a positive. We make it. You know what I'm saying? We make it better when we embrace it. When they,
we did that when we had the slave slops with the pig feet and all that.
Right.
Part of our thing. That's part of how the
and what we turn it into today. We call it soul food.
And it's the number one killer.
Number one killer to our community.
It is.
We gotta stop that.
But it's unhealthy for us as well. Those scraps was meant to be unhealthy for us, but we had to take those scraps because they wasn't giving us the good meal. And we turned it to soul food. Well, we know soul food is the most, it does a number on our culture. So
yes, it does.
But we'll flip it, like he said, into thinking that it's our. We have codes. We don't enforce them. We do. We don't like other cultures saying nigga. And in the 90s when I was growing up in the 80s, it was more enforced. Okay? It was more enforced. Now that hip hop is this world culture and the world, like it goes to what my man, the Politbro said, are we really flipping it if another culture is allowed to say it, where Kendrick is feeling like, should I let this white woman say nigga at this show? Or is it really okay because it's just art? Okay? Or should I be happy because she's saying something that I know she wants to be until it's time to go march for me? Then I'm the ER instead of the double GA.
Hey, but like you said earlier, we ain't moved. It's been 25 years.
We ain't moved. We made small steps.
We got to make, and that's what I say. This is my proposal. My proposal is we push YouTube to ban the word nigga.
No,
They can't do that.
no, they're not.
See?
Gonna
See?
Well,
So, but what would it take to get them to do that?
That ain't gonna solve
If it took every black person to
They got that means they got to take every song that's on YouTube off because they all say nigga.
It's not about that.
It's
not the reason.
That's because that's their economic engine. They're making money on us, hating on ourselves, and we're casting a spell on ourselves.
Hey, have y'all ever seen Have y'all ever seen a show called Boondocks?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I heard.
You heard of that character, Uncle Ruckus, right?
Yeah.
That nigga Uncle Ruckus said that word. He said, "Word nigga, it's an American original." Man, bro, an American original, bro. We ain't getting rid of that, bro.
No.
Like why? Let's be real. It's marginalized us too much and made the white man too much money for it to stop now.
I'm almost convinced if we can't stop killing each other, we can't do anything.
That ain't the reason.
Is the brother saying? Because I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. If you push to have that word removed off of YouTube, but this is where it comes in on us. We have to be able to be disciplined enough to everybody withdraw themselves from being on YouTube. Every black person. So that means that takes sacrifice. Remove your channel, whatever content
that's
that you
easy
got
to
on
say.
YouTube. I'm just saying, it's possible.
But
that's doable.
It's not doable. You got people making millions of dollars off YouTube.
That's what I mean about sacrifice.
Ain't no sacrifice. Only if you making that,
nigga's not the reason why he's dead. The word nigga's not the reason why he's dead.
Exactly. That's my point. Like we moving the goalposts now.
By getting called a bitch.
No, we talking about how it's okay to say nigga and you can't say everything else. We still right at the goalpost. We still right here. Like what the whole thing is that because right now I don't want to just throw a bunch of names out because we could always have specific examples. One thing I know, right? If Dr. Hood questions the way the music industry and Hollywood is ran, it's a problem, right? Especially if he gets specific. But he could say nigga, bitch all day, especially if his bitches is referring to black women. This is what the problem is. For us, it's a conduct thing. For white people, it's their livelihood. They've made billions off of this bullshit. We still right at the goal.
Right. But we look, you kind of look dumb. It's like, why would you wash your plate just to eat off the floor? You see what I'm saying? Like you about to eat off what we did floor anyway.
We washed
because
why wash the plate?
Because we're not using because we're not using plates, bro.
Exactly.
That's what we did. We will wash other people's plates and then eat off the floor. Facts. Yeah, you can see it in our cuisine.
Look.
I get exactly what that brother's saying.
Let me
that
say
take
this.
a big sacrifice.
Let me say this. If YouTube,
we shouldn't have to sacrifice shit for our well-being, though.
It's not a sacrifice. If YouTube took down all content that had the word nigga in it, including all the songs, guess what will be left? John, listen. John Heinrich Clark.
A scholar, great scholar.
Videos like John Heinrich Clark.
Yeah.
Francis.
But we gotta stop. That's my thing. Like you just can't take it off of YouTube. Like we're using that word. That word is not offensive.
No.
That word in no shape or form is proven to be offensive.
No.
If we go back and look, let's say 50 years from now, we've done forgot all about fucking
because we understand
and done went on, right? Offensive. No, you just got to look at it for like an artifact. Like look at it as hidden treasure. So
it's not an artifact, but we're still doing it.
Well, look, Well, it's gonna be like, well, when the kids 30 years from now, they're gonna wonder why we had masks on our fucking face. Like, you know, why they get married with a mask on his face, right?
The kids
We
now.
under
So
a
my
spell.
point, but this is my point though. I was just trying to make a point. When the kids 25 years from now look at what we're doing and how we talk to each other and how we communicate, there is no way they're going to be thinking that nigga was an offensive fucking word.
Nope.
Right.
That's my point.
But because the whole thing, a lot of us ain't offended now by the way we've been treated. Like, I'm hearing everything you saying. It goes beyond the word, right? They're like somebody just said we think we supposed to be slaves, right? We the only ethnicity with people who think that way, even though other ethnicities have been through what we have.
Hey,
we're under a spell. No matter what, we gonna come back to being up under the spell, because being up under the spell shapes your mentality. Now there's a bunch of us who you can't put up under a spell, but they gonna be sure to not give you the Trevor Noah platform. They're not gonna give Dr. Hood Trevor Noah platform. So we're not even gonna get into the other shit. We know Ray can't get it. Richie Dark Kent. This is what we're up against. Those are the people who we consider the freedom fighters. Those motherfuckers who's under the system, under the regime, cast the spells on us. And then we get the blame because we're not up to speed like these raccoon ass niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, 30
we
years
are out
ago,
of touch.
30 years ago, what was out there? It was C. Dolores Tucker.
That's right.
Telling the record companies that they shouldn't be putting out shit that had us out there drinking 40s and shit like Colors that kicked off the gang shit. Tell me Colors didn't promote and kick off the gang shit. When Colors came out,
absolutely.
It was on and cracking. Yeah. Before that, we was in Adidas tracksuits, dancing on a piece of cardboard, talking about doing something with our lives. And all of a sudden, we had the 8-ball rolling.
Or Scarface.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, Scarface. Man,
Scarface
I know
was
people.
the beginning, then Colors.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. We got to.
Our mindset, then gangster rap. Right.
I think we need to finish that work. I'm engaged in a lot of the saying of the N-word and music and all kind of stuff. But I'm willing to really fall on the sword and say, I thought about it real deep, man. And I'm like, yo, if they take that shit down, this only thing that'll be left is knowledge.
When they distorted that too, we had knowledge. We had knowledge in the 90s.
Exactly.
We had X-Clan.
Exactly. I follow what the brother's saying.
We had Queen Latifah. We had Queen Latifah. Where you said who you calling a bitch was offensive. Not you. I'm a boss ass bitch.
Yeah, who funded that? The people Kanye's talking about.
Yeah, the people that Kanye's talking about. That's what the whole rant was about.
It was distilled. They look at J. Cole and Kendrick and be like, I don't want to hear that shit. They ain't saying nothing.
Who's the middleman? It's the same one that says you say something they don't like.
Well, no, they're entertaining, but it's like they're gonna promote. They're gonna promote the guys that really ain't saying nothing though. Like Yachty, they're gonna promote those guys.
Yeah, they're running YouTube. YouTube is a new record company. They're doing it now. They're still doing it. The same people like Russell Simmons video. You guys see Russell Simmons? If you want to see some crazy shit, watch Russell Simmons do video where he's basically giving them cover, saying how they funded Fat Farm, all the clothing, funded Nelly shit, they funded Jay-Z, all basically like out of the kindness of their heart, because WASP, who are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, wouldn't fuck with niggas and wouldn't loan niggas no money, so the Jews helped us out. Look at the video. The video is crazy, but dude, if you see but it validates everything Kanye said. because in fact, he said fashion, entertainment, everything that we've done up until this point, they funded it. So if you can fund everything that's good, you got to take what you've been funding that's bad, and the failure to acknowledge that you've been funding bad stuff and be held accountable for it. Like we get held accountable for everything bad we do.
That's
But
right.
see, why don't you get held accountable for bad things that you do? If you're putting out all this poison in our community through the images and marketing that your algorithm. See, the new thing is the algorithm is pushing a spell. They're in there cooking. They're putting out spells, bro. And if we don't get a handle on this shit, and see, look, we ain't gonna never get them to take the word down. But the thing is, if we get a movement started and let people and put it in the air, see, like what Kanye put in the air is infectious. We got to put it in the air, bro. We just can't let it just go and not say nothing.
Facts.
And they making billions of dollars off of that too.
Bro,
why not?
Here's the thing, though. But see, one of the reasons why Kanye West is his interviews are so huge now, and in the post to 50. One thing similar about him and 50. 50 is going to give you real knowledge about the game and whatever. He just don't go too personal. Kanye, for me, he speaks the truth in a lot of ways, but only when shit goes getting bad for him. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He only starts speaking about us. He only starts speaking about us and what we are, which is the truth, when shit starts going bad for him. You get what I'm saying? You ever notice when he's on top and all? Now he's a positive rapper. He's what we need more of, because he didn't say nigga a lot. And when he did, he didn't have gangster rap. It was good music, what his label stood for the most part. And he had cats on there other than the Clips and Pusha T that carried that message as far as good music. And he did that, right? But when he gets himself in trouble, what I do respect is that he stands on it, unlike Nick Cannon did, okay? But he stands on it. But he's not like his mom. He carries some of his mom's traits. But his mom would have stood on her shit and didn't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? That's how his mom was. That's how Chicago activists in history was. They stood on their shit. You get what I'm saying? So
man, I got a side eye Craig, man. Sometimes
that's it, because I
got a side eye him sometimes when he be coming out. You know what I'm saying? He speaks some real skill, and then he backtrack and apologizes behind the shit. The shit he said with Bush when he called Bush out during the Hurricane Katrina thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad he said that shit. Then he backtracked the shit, and he did another situation just recently. He backtracked some shit he said on the Nori interview or whatever, and it's like, man, I can't take dude seriously, man. You's a wolf in sheep clothing, man.
Would he backtrack on the Nori show?
I'm not gonna call him that. I'm just saying he's trolling in the sense to where, because he's speaking true stuff.
What did he backtrack on the Nori show though?
That was Nori.
He was on
Nori that backtrack.
Yeah, Nori.
Some shit he apologized for something. He apologized
for the hurt. See, they trying to spin it. See, they own the media, man. Just like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? China owns TikTok, but in China, they don't let half the shit go on none of that shit that we get our kids see on TikTok. See,
and there's also a lot of child trafficking and a lot of stuff going on in the comments on TikTok and all that too that they do not filter out. Also,
yeah, just like they got the damn SEAL killers running around town, but they don't want to tell nobody. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
they controlling the narrative. And see, we got to fight back against misinformation and these false narratives. You know what I mean? It's false. This shit is. They're hypnotizing the kids with the TikTok on some crazy shit.
We're not utilizing the information that's been given us since the internet been around to help us to realize who we are, and it's there.
Yeah, as soon as you hear China don't let their kids watch nothing but educational shit on TikTok, you know, Trump actually that motherfucker tried to shut that shit down too. And niggas was like, oh, fuck that nigga. It's like, no, bro. Shit. That's like when they gave us the 40-ounce beer and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was drinking Slits, but they dropped St. Ides in the hood on niggas and shit, using music and shit as a promotion. You know what I'm saying? They controlling our minds, and we need to get ahead of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Picket, okay, like Picket Jr. Like if you see his videos on YouTube, bro, they ain't got a lot of hits on them videos. You know what I'm saying? And because the algorithm don't allow that, because he talking about business, he talking about family. That's an example right there. You know what I'm saying? And see, they can push his story to the back until it's time to monetize his story. You know what I'm saying? See, the papers are printing that shit, and they got their ads running next to it. So they trying to monetize this shit now. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want us to have no benefit from us. All they want us to see is us killing each other.
To help us regurgitate the message that we ain't shit.
Mm-hmm. And give us a feeling of hopelessness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see, that's what I say. In the beginning, when I came on, I was like, I don't really want to be sitting here going over all that and all this. I want to talk about who the killer is and how do we eradicate killers and other people promoting harm.
That's in our community, killing up our community.
First
people that
foremost,
need to be here to show other people how to run businesses and coaching young kids. I think that's the part that really got to me. Like he take time out of his schedule to go down here and coach these kids and some of the best dudes that I had to look up to, and some of them was coaches.
Yeah.
So it really resonates. Sometimes you have a teacher when you're young and they the reason why your ass ain't crazy.
Facts.
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, here's a reality. And coming from me, it might not mean much, but this is the truth. We cannot help everybody. I don't know how you determine who you deal with. I don't know how I'm determining the shit, right? That's what's so fucked up. Loving, when you make this change, it doesn't really come with a handbook, even though there are people that got literature and information on how it go. But Ray Midnight can't account for how I'm going to act under his good graces. But I don't want to tell black men not to be good people, right? But everything has a consequence. Everything has a repercussion. Let's be clear, right? Because I know all about this situation. I know this dude. I know his I'm real good friends with his uncles and shit. Hang out with these niggas all the time. Bro, this happened because he opened himself up to this guy who wasn't really equipped for this type of blessing. You're not really ready to be understood and loved as a grown man. And he did everything he could, but look at the end result. This is what happened. Dealing with a nigga under a spell. Right? I don't want to get he's a man. Look, believe what you believe. I'm just saying, just because a motherfucker claim to be under the blood of Jesus or Allah, whatever doctrine they on,
whatever that is,
they a hotep, man. That's all fine and dandy. We better be vetting these niggas within ourselves, right? Because y'all ain't gonna let me think for you, and the same. That's the beauty about y'all and what we doing. But we got to have this conversation.
Let me squeeze in and put the person that was taken from the community so they could have a little personality from him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things, bro. I mean, like I got a theory. I got a philosophy of like being heavy versus airy. So when I say heavy, I mean like being what you say you are. So you got a thought, you feel like you're a certain way, but making sure that it's known across like all different cultures and all that sorts of things. So we wanted to have a business that was heavy, like you needed it versus it being something that you just wanted it. So choosing male is like something that everyone needs male. You know what I'm saying? It's part of logistics. It's how you get something from A to B. So it was something that it fell in that category. Outside of that, it was like me and my wife, we did a lot of planning and kind of like jotting down different businesses that we thought would be fit in that philosophy. And basically having a PO box store was one of those. It started out as that in like 2012, like the idea, writing it down, and then it led to like, okay, mailboxes ain't gonna be enough money revenue wise to like really get some off the ground. So then we're like, what do you add to that? That led to more services, and then we just started dumping services in there. Like, well, we just gonna load up with different services, you know what I'm saying? And once we started loading all them services, the revenue started to make sense. So when you ask me that, there's a lot of layers because I'm deep with philosophy and all that I could go into. But basically, it all added up to be what it is today. So my great grandfather was a USPS mail carrier for 30-something plus years in the Central District and Queen Anne area, which again fit into the philosophy of being heavy. It made sense to like open a postal store, multi-shipping, mail-in business store in the area you grew up in. Your grandfather kind of set that groundwork for already, having been an employee for the government for so long and raised 5 generations and just showed that a benefit of this particular type of service and energy in the industry. So then I think of it like a 2.0. We took that and now we owning it. You know what I'm saying? Now we got ownership and it's like another level. We got more control in our fate and our destiny, so to speak. So, so then we decided to put him as the face of the Postman. So people say they like a good story. So all together, the story all adds up. It's all authentic. It's all legit. Grew up in the CD. And then there's that whole aspect of just being black and then, growing up inner city and then having family from inner city, from Seattle and Chicago. And just, basically being an authentic business owner, young, black, and being a voice for our community. I think it's just been, it's like divine timing. You know what I'm saying? I think about like Nipsey's death and like how that influenced me personally, you know what I'm saying? But just generally, like the whole kind of like universal, the energy, everyone was really motivated to like I'm gonna be my authentic self, you know what I'm saying? So that helped me to kind of come full circle and really just tap into my roots. And it's been a wonderful ride, and we got a lot of opportunities, a lot of room to grow, and a lot of plans to expand, and actually in the works of expanding right now. One thing we gonna have for sure, and I'm kind of rambling, but so we just ordered a gang of shirts and sweaters. So this is gonna be a place. It's already a landmark now, but it's gonna be a place where you can come and you guarantee you're gonna be able to get a shirt, no question. You already know the other services we offer, but just basically providing what the community needs, you know what I'm saying? I think that the CD is definitely full of culture, you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying earlier, we got to focus on what we can do step by step, incremental progress, which will ultimately lead to, a bigger reward and progress in the end. So, 100 pro flow, run and shoot pro, 458.
Yeah, man. I had to drop that on there, man. It's a damn shame. We lose good dudes, man.
He learned through promotion. He said it. His
Hey,
grandfather promoted an
heard him,
idea
right?
to him.
Everything he said was revolving around helping other people, right? I don't care who you are. He said all that. You see what I'm saying? Like, and ultimately, even though the goal is to help everybody, you can't help everybody. You have to have some discernment, not because you're not a good person, because maybe I'm not a good person. Maybe I'm not ready for what it is you have to offer. So that was a great clip.
You know what I like about that clip, you guys? One thing I didn't see, I didn't even know. See, I'm going to be honest. I never knew anything about Devon Picket up until his death. Okay. I found out a lot of good things about what he did through his death. and found out that I have a lot of close people with close ties from some old school pictures. What I took from that clip, it was eerie. What he said about Nip, okay?
Yeah.
Sounded like Nipsey when Nipsey was talking about when he was starting at the marathon, okay? Nipsey is Ethiopian or Eritrean. He knew himself. His parents taught him about himself. He was a helper, okay, of his community. He got his model from someone who learned about himself from his ancestral history to teach, to help others, to be a pillar of your community. When Devon goes up to Judgment Day, when he goes to Osmet, he is going, and when they weigh him out, his heart over a ostrich feather, because see how it goes on a scale. They take you to be judged amongst 42 people, okay? Not 10, like the 10 Commandments, 42, okay? And they weigh a scale of your heart and the ostrich feather. We know feathers are light. Ostrich feather is an ostrich because it's symmetrically shaped in the right correction, nature-wise, okay? They're going to go up to Devon, and they're going to balance out his life. Did he do everything he was going to be while his soul was here?
Yeah.
His heart is not going to be weighed heavier than the feather. I mean, his heart is going to be weighed heavier than the feather, okay? So he will be transitioned into God, to what we call God in the Western civilization. He did his job. He passed on the message. He received the message. That's all our ancestors tell us to do. Translate information that we brought to y'all. Help each other. Be there for each other. Carry yourself with integrity. Carry yourself with that divine. You know what he said, divine. Divine is such an important word in our culture that we don't even know and realize. Divinity. If we learn divinity more, you will understand that this cycle keeps going on with divine. This is what we supposed to do. He was a scholar. He learned, and they needed him. He's going to come back, and so his energy will be right back here. They'll be right back here.
And he said basically he got a lot of instruction and energy from the life of Nipsey. And when he says that goes back to what I said about the power of YouTube. Because Nipsey he's a creature of YouTube.
Man, when we first started, I said, man, I don't want to say Nipsey, but like, bro, this guy's giving me those Nipsey vibes.
Nah, look, no, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was at the vigil. Every single thing y'all is saying was said in real time last night. This is almost like being there again. Everything you guys are saying was said last night. So you guys are on that vibe.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is whatever you're saying, it's okay. That's what everyone's saying. Because everyone's seeing and feeling the same shit.
He did his job. Yeah. He did his job well. As the soul on this temporary space we have, because we're just souls. This physical shit ain't nothing. We're only going to transition. But did you do right in this world? That's what our ancestors, did you do right? Did you teach? Did you heal? Did you do right in this world?
Yeah.
Did you carry yourself the right way? That's what our ancestors was about. Did you carry yourself with integrity? Did you help? Was you a good person?
They stifling our message, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The kids and the young brothers ain't getting that because of the static that's being put into their brain and the program that's being put into their brains.
The regularity of how Picket is how we all should be and should have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He broke through the matrix. He broke through the negativity and turned it into something positive.
That's right.
See, we need to push harder on these platforms because he's learning. he said he learned from a platform, basically, a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at him, his look, even to his look.
His stance. Look at how he's just standing. Okay, it's not even a lean. He carried, like he said, he carried the Nipsey, the Nipsey model, not the hood gangster neighborhood model. Okay, but the knowledge of business, the knowledge of self, the knowledge to do for your community and your people. Okay,
Yes,
the problem is we can't stay in our own community. We're not safe for the places that we heal and we protect and we feed and we clothe and we are good pillars for. We're not safe anymore. Clearly,
we gotta destroy that negative promotion, man.
period.
This is more telling and fitting that, see, he broke through. A lot of guys ain't breaking through.
There's a lot of people like Devon, but they're not documented until they're dead. They're not documented until they're dead.
I was just gonna touch on that. You know, it's a lot of young guys like this young man and the Nipsey Hustles, you know what I'm saying? A lot, and so many others, man. It's like you killing brilliant minds. They out here getting wasted. You know how many independent thinkers that probably, you know, all the rappers that we've lost within the 5 or 10 year period. You know what I'm saying? Them guys are probably was some intelligent dude, and we never got to see their full potential or them to flourish. You know what I'm saying? Because they was gunned down in some form or fashion.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying? So, and we never get to see that full potential because these are, you know, these guys could have been, you know what I'm saying, you know, brilliant minds in something and could have created something that could have been beneficial to Black people, beneficial to this whole world, right? But we would never know that because we constantly kill, and they don't even have to be celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Even locally in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Young kids and young teenagers or whatever getting gunned down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's our future.
Yes.
And it could be that young man or that young lady could have been a brilliant mind, doctor or whatever it could have been, or could have invented something. We're losing them at a very young age, and it just seems like it just keeps, you know, cycling. You know what I'm saying?
At a high rate.
We gotta break the algorithm, man. The algorithm is putting this energy in the streets. It's like when they did it to us, all they had was records and tapes. You could shut off. Now they just permeating the kids' minds 24/7.
That's
why that's why the frequency of negativity and murder is increasing.
And you know what that's called? Psychological warfare.
Yeah.
That's psychological warfare all day.
Social engineering.
The more we keep pushing out this toxic, you know what I'm saying, energy to their minds.
Yeah.
You know, they'll never break free from it unless you're, you know what I'm saying, people like, you know, like ourselves who can see that for what it is, can step outside of that. But a lot of us can't. And a lot of this stuff is being pushed into, you know what I'm saying, these younger people's whatever they're into, you know what I'm saying, it's pushing it into the stuff that they, whether it's YouTube, the rap music, or, you know, whatever it is. You know, you start with the mind, it's psychological warfare. And if you can't see past what they're really trying to, you know, what they're really proposing to you is selling your soul, or, you know, if you want to become this or that, you know, you may have to do some things in the industry. I'm pretty sure we've all heard those type of rumors, and you know how people try to get ahead or trying to, you know, push their career in entertainment, and they have to do some things to get, you know what I'm saying? So
and we're getting out of ways of not being held accountable, how to hack your way out of being held accountable. Like the killers in our midst need to be, it needs to be known that they got to be held accountable. Like, you do something like this to our leaders, or even a non-leader, that these sort of things come with consequences. Not just you sitting up in jail somewhere for 30 and you're gonna walk out of there in 25. But if you play crazy, you might just get 20 for this. Because they letting cats go. I wouldn't be surprised if the killer got PR'd. See, what about that scenario? See, look, we've been seeing these stories where they've been letting killers and rapists out on PR. Now, the fact that it's in the news and shit, it may not happen. But shit, if this wasn't in the news, this nigga made the suspect may get PR'd, bro, and be back on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's some real ass shit. He's probably a flight risk, so he may not be, but we gotta look at what's really going on in society and in Seattle. There's killers all in the streets right now. There's not that guy. There's killers everywhere. There's murdering happening.
That's because it's cool. It's cool.
Do you guys think
You
that?
know, when people kill blacks, there's no. I mean, yeah, you can go to jail and this and that, but we don't look down upon you as a person. You know, he's a killer. He's a real nigga. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're able to hide and be amongst us. You know, you harm another black dude, your whole career, or this crew, or whatever it is, your whole history. You look at the stats. Only thing you've done was harm black people. Like, what kind of gang is that?
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds like some corny shit to me, bro.
He will be judged in the worst way when it comes time. But they don't think about that. If we knew if you knew the repercussions of not being righteous within yourself and to your people and how it would be, the narrative would change. The narrative would change. So what is the solutions? We had solutions, but they tore our solutions away.
Hey, you was just teaching us we don't know who we are. Now watch this. What do we subscribe to now? We subscribe to the idea I can live my life however, and then not even in the 11th hour, we could wait to the 12th hour.
Right.
We could, and then say whatever it is we gonna say, whatever it is we gonna profess, confess, whatever it is we gonna accept. Right? See, that's different than let's weigh your heart, your actions, this and that. Okay, let's get this feather. If your heart ain't light as a feather, you got to go. They got a show called Moon Knight. Y'all should check it out. It shows all that. It's a Marvel show. It's on Disney or some shit, right?
Yeah.
But even with this, like he said, if we knew the repercussions of being a fuck nigga, if we knew the repercussions of being a detriment to our people, we would make different decisions. But we're under the impression I don't have to live my life decent because in the end, I can rely on this entity. And it's not about what I did. It's not about who I am. It's about what I believe. That's a hell of a fucking trade-off. What's the incentive for me to respect you niggas? I don't really got to. There's a power way greater. I could just go to them and I don't got to apologize to you. I don't got to acknowledge how I wrong you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go way up here, and then when you see me, you just need to see me walking in the light because you know I'm gonna be protected against you. I rebuke you now. Like now, you the one, man. That's it's genius. Whoever put that shit together knew what the fuck they was doing. They wasn't no dummy.
Bro, they in the business of making hell sexy. These niggas don't give a fuck. These niggas don't give a fuck. Hell is a good place now.
That's why we're on demon time.
Demon time. They don't fit.
Yeah. We done made hell sexy, so we on demon time. Yep.
Listen, bro.
This ain't old English that they fucking with now.
All right, I'm a fuck up. I'm a self-admitted fuck up. You know, I didn't graduate from high school. I got my GED in Walla Walla fucking community college, right? When I didn't graduate, because it it was a real, like the last couple of weeks, you know you ain't graduate, or you done either dropped out and that them dates come and you know that your friends is gonna be walking, they getting diplomas. You might hear a couple people ain't graduating. There's some people that maybe you didn't think is graduating, they about to graduate. To make a long story short, that was a lonely, I'm gonna say about 2 days. It was the loneliest 2 days of my life, realizing that I had fucked up and I wasn't gonna graduate from high school, right? But the only reason why it lasted 2 days is
You got to turn
because
up.
no, listen, man, the acceptance I got from the hood,
Yeah,
because I was a fuck up, was so tremendous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I didn't really need any credentials, just be a fuck up. You don't even have to brush your teeth, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you somebody in the hood, the place where, anybody can just, I mean, you don't have to be nobody, but you can be accepted there.
That's true.
That's kind of what my reality was, right? Like,
Yeah.
why wasn't it shameful that I wasn't going to college? I wasn't, my sports career, and why was I only sad for 2 days?
Well, okay. What were you listening to on the radio at the time?
Probably some garbage.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, your neighborhood, whatever hood you grew up in, if you know what I'm saying, your peers, if they was
Yeah.
fuck ups like you was, they gonna embrace you. Okay,
Yeah, now they didn't.
you
The
ain't shit.
motherfuckers didn't want you
So
to succeed. No way.
exactly. So
You
you know
know
what I'm
what I'm
saying. We
saying?
ain't shit. Now you know what I'm saying. You ain't shit. We proud of you. We proud of that you ain't shit. We proud you didn't graduate because
You
we
was
didn't
in school.
graduate
You went
either.
to school. You ain't
Right.
hanging out in the hood today.
So that's what's embraced, you know what I'm saying, amongst your environment. If you grow up in that type of environment, you know what I'm saying. So it's embraced to be. I dropped out in 8th grade. I didn't make it to high school because I was in the streets or doing whatever you were doing. Yeah, that type of stuff is embraced and it's praised. And you know what I'm saying, man. It's like I said, being an independent thinker and to be able, like, I don't want to do this shit, man, because it's either leading to death, jail, or being a teenage father at a way too young age where I'm still immature. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It's a matter of you being able to decipher. Look, I don't want to be in jail, constantly in and out of jail, going to different juvenile homes and stuff like that. I don't want to be sweated by the police all the time or running from them all the
Yeah.
time. And you know what I'm saying? But I,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
want the niggas in the hood. I want my peers in the hood to respect me.
well, you could be the deadbeat though, and go to the
Yeah,
hood and get love.
right,
You know
right.
that's right, because niggas they
and
sure don't care about a deadbeat.
in
It
You know,
ain't
the
got
you
nothing to do with
just
me.
in the
yeah.
hood, in the hood,
Those
we
two.
respect. In the hood, we respect the shooter more than we respect an activist.
That's true.
That it just is what it is, and you have to be able to make a conscious decision to be okay with that. Right,
Right.
because a lot of times what goes on with us is we feel ignored, we feel neglected. That's the story of a black man, right? And the only activists that really get recognized are the apex ones, the ones who rub shoulders with the politicians and they get the millions of dollars. You know how it go. They get endorsements by Cadillac, they get to buy mansions, all that wild shit. But the reality of it is, right, is that they need us. It don't even matter if it's just this conversation,
Oh yeah.
right? They need this conversation. It's like Dr. Hood said earlier, they need to sit down and listen to some lectures and this and that. Like, to me, it's all the same. You guys need to sit the fuck down, listen to some grown ass men have a conversation. That's the same as a lecture to you niggas. You guys don't even really know how grown men have discussions. You guys don't
That
even
is
know
true.
how to just shut the fuck up for a minute and let a nigga educate you. You so busy trying to tell him you know what he's saying. Like there's so many layers to this, right? And really, I really hope that we continue this and not only continue it, but we get the algorithm to where we can push it to where it needs to be received. That's the goal of this shit.
Yeah, because
We need to have a review on something that tells us about ourselves.
Hell can't be your motivation, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to recognize through instruction what hell is, and what's the benefits of not dealing in hell. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas be thinking hell is heaven.
Man,
that's why.
And you know what? How did that happen? How did all these just gross reversals occur? Where
because pictures have been painted and promoted and implanted.
Like you said, it's people respect the shooter more than the activist, more than the community pillar. Because what did they say? What did they say to say? I know when I go out of here, who's gonna be there? So and so. Oh no, I ain't going because he might be shooting. You know,
yes,
but we'll turn now going to a community event or a council meeting because it's boring. Because it's boring.
Hey, I remember a few years ago, Dr. Hood, but Chris Ritchie remember when I was doing the thing, I go to the after hours, go get loaded, then try to get a gun off the street.
Yeah.
Okay, so the after hours, if you from Seattle, man, Tacoma, everybody knows the after hours. That's where the killers are. That's where all the
shit go down.
That is where they are. I used to go to the after hours here, right? One of our partners ended up getting killed there, but I used to go there because I knew there was guns everywhere. So I would get with these niggas, drink, talk shit. Then I'd be like, hey, what's up? What you guys got going? So they think I'm lining some pussy up, some other shit. Oh, yeah, what's up? How we popping it? Bro, let's go get a gun off the street. Nigga tell me, what you mean, bro? That's dangerous, nigga. These little niggas. And I'm all like, bro, I'm like, oh, man, this is crazy. So now it's dangerous. We in the most dangerous place in the city. Now that I want you to come with me to just go do some work, you was ready to go hang out anyway. Now you don't want to hang with me. Oh, it's dangerous. Bro, you with the most dangerous niggas we around this town. And that just used to trip me out how it's where we're at ain't dangerous. Yeah, all these guys, yeah, but see, that's us. Like, nah, these young niggas, I'm all like, so they the dangerous ones, huh? Boy, I tell you. I don't know.
Dangerous because they're dangerous because they're quick to pull it. When we know that it ain't the gun, it's the person.
So we know all that, but what I'm saying is that these are some niggas who's like that. Like I hear what you saying. I wasn't asking. I was asking them dudes like, yo, what's up? Oh man, bro. What it really was you didn't want to get out there and make that type of difference, right? Because you'll pull it just as quick. But you don't really know how to talk to a dude about saving himself and because really that's what you do. Like you the one telling them do this shit.
Right.
Yeah,
and you're not telling them to look in the mirror right now. That's my whole point on it.
You're the neighbor.
Now some of these same niggas, look, I'm gonna keep it real. I've never got this many calls regarding gun. What we gonna do, man? Some of these niggas, I'm just like, bro, I'll never work with you, bro. I remember up at the spot, you didn't want to do no work. Now something that happened, and I know you get it when you get it. You learn when you learn. But some of this shit, bro, I can't accept it, bro. I can't work with you niggas. Because
you mean the ones that then changed lead that wants to that they switched and be like, okay,
these niggas,
you know, I had an epiphany.
No, bro. They ain't
do the work.
That's where they
do the work over there.
That's where they trick us, bro.
Do the work.
See, the
over
thing
there.
is,
gotta work together.
When you 12, 13 years old, you know what it's going to take for you to be accepted in your community, depending on where you're from. You know what I'm saying? It don't got nothing to do with my adult thoughts. I knew as a little ass kid fighting at Leschi Elementary School, bro. I knew that it was going to be a battle for respect.
Right.
That respect was more important than college, right?
Yeah.
The respect that I got from these goons out here was more, in my eye, beneficial to my livelihood than going to college.
Well, because college wasn't teaching you no life skills, right? Well, you knew that.
But it's like, why did you even have to go through that hood from your own kind?
Because we're fucked up.
Because
we're embedded in
it.
Like you gotta dodge all these bullets and do all of this shit just to be a real nigga.
We're under
as a black man.
Look, check this
out. But a little Asian kid can just live his fucking life and not have to worry about nothing to be a real Asian.
You could be a black man and grow up in a house full of Bible
until they discriminated again.
Hold on. You could. Here's what I mean by we're up under a spell. Here's how far we're up under a spell about hurting each other. How many of y'all got taught when you fight a nigga, kill him if you have to, hit him in the head with something if you have to? This is specifically for other little niggas on your block.
Yeah, they want to see you
die. We wasn't told do it to just anybody. We get told any of these little niggas, then we say we don't care who they are. But really what we mean, any other little black dude is fair game to do anything to him. If you're justified, whatever. Oh, you fighting, you ain't winning, pick something up, knock the shit out of his ass. You could kill this dude, but it's more important for you to win. Dr. Hood's telling the truth. It's a circle. We are under a spell, and it revolves around self-hate.
So we
really does.
Knowledge of self.
And it revolves around voyeurism. Because we want to see each other.
Explain to the listeners so we know what you're talking about.
Explain voyeurism.
We want to see each other die. It ain't no fun just hearing about it. If you off in Arizona and got shot, that ain't no fun. They want to see you die.
I want to see it. I want to see it on Henderson.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to be able to. I want to slide. I want to be able to go by your house and get some of the greens, and turkey necks they serving at your wake. You know, these niggas. Look.
Ain't that cold?
Case in point.
Ain't that cold-blooded?
Case in point. The prevalence of people looking at sick shit online. See what I'm saying? Pre-internet, you know what I'm saying? They used to cats used to cultivate your death. It was a slow death. They'd be like, yeah, oh, you ain't graduate high school? Come stay here with us, cause one by one we dropping like flies, and I don't want nobody to get away. Cause in the 80s, niggas was dropping like flies.
Let me take you down this rabbit hole of destruction.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be a hero for it.
Yep.
Yep.
And I want to transfer your life. I want to transfer your life energy to memories to me. Because if I ain't got no memories with you, I don't get none of your energy. See what I'm saying?
So are we raising more community killers than community pillars?
No,
not at all.
Are we?
No, but no. Because I'm gonna tell you. Here's the thing.
There's no single fathers in the home to keep.
I love this. Remember when we was especially if you my age. Remember we was letting motherfuckers let us think there was more niggas in the pen than in college. Then we had to really think about how many colleges there are. The different levels. College is college, right? There was a point in time you didn't really look at community college as college. Like, well, you're not at UW, nigga. I am in college.
I am college. I don't give a fuck.
Right. So with that, I will say this. the community pillars never get the attention till they meet the same demise as Ray Ray or Little Pookie or whoever, right? Like a nigga moving in that circle. That's when we really recognize them, because who we talking about? Devon, he been doing this shit. And I'm not saying that we didn't recognize him, but the outpouring that go, and that's what any of us, like me and a couple of the bros were saying last night. Look, niggas kept it real, like, bro, as much as you've done, man, we would do the exact same thing. I know how it goes. I'm okay with it. But it's ugly when we watch it.
Well, you know what? They didn't put enough emphasis. Like, I'd be in like other cities like Atlanta, like black cities, and when someone passes away, what's prominent, even almost as prominent as what they did in business, is the fact that they graduated college. It's funny that I'm seeing these news articles and clippings. They don't talk about how he played at SU and he graduated from SU, which SU is one of the best schools around.
Yeah, they don't talk about that much. You got some pictures for that, or you got to be in the know to know. You get upset, or he's not going to get a lot of views on what he's done, but he's going to get hella views. Like Biggie said, you're nobody till somebody kills you.
Because the algorithm wants to implicate his involvement in his own demise.
Yeah, well, that and that's why
by omission,
Dr. Hood,
the algorithm of life.
Dr. Hood will tell y'all early on. I was trying to get the narrative out there on who he really was, right? Like, because at the end of the day, most of y'all, especially the niggas I know, y'all are from like 3 particular areas, and you're probably from the black community. You're probably from the CD. You're probably from like Rainier Valley, and you're probably from like Skyway, like Rainier Beachish, Renton Ave. Okay, so with that, we already know how it go, right? A nigga could have been an absolute square, unless it's vouched for by white people. If they don't lead the way, they gonna say, oh, he's affiliated with, well, right, of course I'm affiliated. I live down the street from the park. Yeah, I played youth sports with all these dudes, all these guys who, yeah, I know these guys. Sure, I'm affiliated. But that's the takeaway, right? And the marginalized everything you've done or may have overcome, or because of course the sexy story is overcoming shit, right? Like, oh, he made a way out of no way. And sometimes shit, a nigga was never really at risk like that. I'm just from the hood. Yep, I smoked a little weed. I done got into a couple fights. Man, I'm from 24. But ultimately, shit, I've always had good grades. I've always been where I was supposed to when I was supposed to be. But to tell that story, that's not the story we want to tell, even though, honestly, there's more of those running around than there is anything else. Right? I grew up in a neighborhood full of dudes doing all type of dumb shit, fighting, but for the most part, most of you niggas was never really at risk. We was just doing dumb shit. We was putting, now I'm just speaking for where I'm from, my particular neighborhood. I get it, because I got cousins really living like that. Man, come on, bro. I'm from 27th and Alder, bro. We don't even have apartments on my block, bro. And I'm not saying just because you grew up right, we all, I know the listeners, there's somebody ready for a reversal. Man, listen, I'm not saying that I'm from Medina or nothing like that. Yes, we had crack, we had abuse and all that. I'm just saying, man, I'm not from fucking Old Block, or I'm not from the Nickersons. My dad is.
But we also had a Martin Luther King, like every other black neighborhood in every state. So if you go to MLK, you know that's a black neighborhood. If there's a street, and they knew they did that on purpose. So they did that on purpose.
I know
27 is right out damn near on MLK.
Every MLK.
Right. In every city, though. In every city.
Is there
Metro.
Is there a safe MLK? Like, is there an MLK like that's industry and business, and it's mainly like, or is MLK always the
the narrative defined black folks, projects, poor, low income, every MLK street and every metro city black folks is in. That's what it's surrounded. It ain't looking suburban.
Hey, have y'all ever heard that? Have you ever heard that track by Jay-Z? I'm good in every hood I'm good in
MLK.
every hood on King Boulevard.
That's
I'm
right.
good in every hood like on King Boulevard. I can't
Now we
exactly say how
know
he was saying it,
Chicago
but
is third as blackest city ever. We know that. So there's plenty of O blocks. O block is just the most. We know about the Cabrini projects when we came up,
right,
which was worse than O block.
Yeah,
That was worse
Seattle,
than O
Seattle
block.
gonna let you know though. You know, they one thing about Seattle, they're gonna let you know. And,
But just because we don't have projects in Seattle or Tacoma like that,
MLK stops going north.
Back in the
that
day,
says it all. It's a wrap.
Back in the day, like Yesler, like okay,
Yesler will be considered.
Okay,
yes,
like I said,
Yesler,
I'm
yes.
from 27th and Alder. Like if you was around during the late 70s and the 80s, Yesler was insane.
Yes, Yesler Terrace.
Right.
I know about that. Yes.
All the Yesler, where Bailey Gasser was, that shit was New Jack City over there.
Yes.
See, I'm not from that area. I'm over by like the fucking Barnett Park.
No, you're by MLK.
Yeah.
You're by MLK, so you still over there.
You on
yeah.
You on that strip.
Oh,
you on that strip.
You a block away from MLK, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
You on that strip.
A half a fucking block.
I 1 block away, and it was going down every night, even though, you're right.
So if they had a map,
look where
that whole
MLK stops, though. No, look where it stops, bro. We're not looking
at the Arboretum.
What's that?
The white neighborhood.
White neighborhood.
It stops. They're not having that
Madison
shit
Valley.
going through their shit.
Okay.
That shit stops right there on Madison.
Right, like cut the fuck off. And before that, it was called Empire Way.
So is that so inform me, you guys. Inform me, is that close still by the hood? Where it cuts off that?
It stops in the valley.
Yeah,
and in the valley, as soon as you go across the street, no black people live over.
Yeah, there's this little
so it's
park.
right there. Okay.
There's this little park
that separates it.
It's like in the park is the barrier. And the thing is, directly across the street from the park, that's where you have the like little French pastry shops. Bro, you need to come fuck with me, and I'm gonna take you over because it's still the same. Like, of course, they built it all up, but what Dr. Hood is saying is true. Like, now they done pushed everything back and did all this remodeling, but on one side, it would just be whatever, right?
See, we think it's a privilege to be in the central area, man. There's still black people that think that, and I'm not here to try to detour you from whatever, bro. But there's community is where you make it, man.
That's true.
We've had more bad memories about the hood than good.
That's right.
There's far more people that have died there than made it out. There's far too much. So this fascination with, I gotta set up a business in my neighborhood. Like, let's get it for sure. That area was a dump. I'm gonna just go because I was a kid. Right, I grew up in this. I was born and raised in the CD. I wasn't outskirts. No, I was right in the CD.
The thick of
just like you said, you was on 27th and Alder. I was on 21st and Alder. What I'm saying? Right by OSC Park. That was my first apartment buildings. You can see OSC Park.
And if you're from Seattle, there's a huge difference between the lifestyle. Like, I'm just talking about
Washington Middle School used to be a landfill. Like, how much more do you need to know that they just threw our people in this fucking dump?
Asbestos and shit. Yeah.
Do we need to know?
Yeah.
And then we got people that you don't even talk to your neighbors and shit. Like the neighbors, this all white neighbors and stuff. The black people still live over there. They don't even talk to you, bro.
Right.
You're not going to no barbecues or no. So how the fuck is that community? That's my thing.
Yeah. They still scared of it. They done moved into your neighborhood, transformed it, but still scared to talk to you.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I got a dip.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you coming up, Richie, man. It was a good
Richie, appreciate you.
You
Hey,
talked about
thank you,
some
brother.
key points, some different perspective.
Yes.
I like the one about the the Adidas and cardboard boxes and now so hey man, we can see how it changes, and the music got a lot of influence.
Big influence.
But my thing is, even with the music, now you could get out when you got to get out, Rich. I'm just continuing off of what you said. With the music, if killing a black man is not cool in real life, it's not going to be cool in music either. That's just my opinion.
Say it again. Say it again.
If
real
killing
shit.
another black man is not cool in real life, it's not going to be cool in music anymore either.
You're right. But we have to transfer that frequency that way. Yeah.
Exactly. We got to get the young mind off of that, because right now, these young guys that's in the rap game or whatever, they the voice. That they are they got their peers gravitating to them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. But
the 18-year-olds, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what?
The little babies and the babies and those guys like that, they got that audience, man, where they fans gravitating to what they talking about, what they saying.
But the dudes, the dudes who's on that bullshit, we have to make a ruthless and conscious decision to rebuke that shit, and
counsel.
You niggas is ostracized, and it don't really. I don't give a fuck what nobody else think about it, right? Like whatever this and that. If you respect a nigga enough to have a discussion, then that's one thing. But to me, it's one of them things where I'm not even having a discussion because I'm considering your option. I'm having a discussion because maybe I could sway you, but in the event that I don't, nigga, then it I'm not, when I say it's up, I don't mean I'll do something to you. Right? But it's up. I don't fuck with you. And you know what? If need be, I mean, sometimes we do gotta see about it. It do be like that because motherfuckers is under a spell and they love that shit this much. I had a nigga try to get on me about some shit where I was all like, nigga, fuck your hood, nigga, fuck the streets, nigga. And he felt some type of way about it. And it's just well, if you really feel that way, I'm standing on what I said. And I don't care how your homeboys feel about it. You niggas is destructive. You're hurting my people.
Lost. You lost.
Right.
And
now,
we know because we lived it.
Ultimately, we ended up straightening it out, right? Whatever. Niggas see each other shit be a little bit different. But I was prepared to go there with it. You niggas, man, fuck the streets, my nigga. If you want to go here, because I don't fuck with the streets, then let's get it.
Right. But I'm gonna stand on what I say. Because I know.
And that's how we got to do it. All that, nah, nigga. The realest niggas is the Flames and the Dark Kents and the Ray. Them is my real ass niggas. Them niggas who know how to move past that bullshit. Or I never fuck with that bullshit. Either way it go, I'm 48 years old, nigga. How about that? I don't got time to be whatever I used to be. All that, man. Fuck all that. All these old photos and memory, man. Come on, man. I don't remember none of that shit. That shit was stupid.
Right. It was a chapter gone.
Because if I was really like that, then I would really be like that, nigga. I could pass a background check. You feel me?
That's big for me. Yeah, that's big for me.
How tough am I, my niggas? I could pass a background check.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a new gangster. That's a new gangster right there.
Exactly.
I could get a passport, my nigga. What can nigga?
Right. Exactly.
Come on, man.
I got a job. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be honest.
I've been to Florida at least.
If I'm coaching
got
sports,
more tats than you.
Look,
right. My passport got more tats than you do. Yeah.
Hey, if I'm running a school program, like an after school program, I had to pass a background check.
Right.
How tough am I, bro?
Right.
Right, because you know them type of dudes, man. You know, and this ain't the shit on cats.
Right.
You know, if you did what you did and you trying to turn over a new leaf, I applaud any black man that's trying to. If you really about that and you really like not on that bullshit no more, and you really trying to change and grow from that, then I applaud you, man. But the ones
Right.
who just who stays in that mindset and you feeding that type of poison to your young G's or whatever you call you call yourself an OG, but you feeding that bullshit to the younger ones coming up. It's like, man, yeah, I can't understand that mindset, man. I can't respect that. That's why with that brother who you had on, what was his name, Ram something or whatever. Now that brother, you know what I'm saying, he said some key things that kind of changed my perspective a little bit and opened my eyes. But I couldn't understand no justification on when he told us about the Nip situation, and just how a gangbanger's mentality is. But I did agree, and he changed my perspective as far as say, well, you got to present options. If you don't got no options for these young cats, then yeah, they gonna wild out and be in the streets if they come from a dysfunctional home. You know what I'm saying? So we got to have options for them to be. But if you just want, even if you present the options and they still want to be on bullshit and just want to be detrimental to their community and just wreak havoc.
Well, I mean, you could. My thing is, you could be that. If you don't want to be a productive citizen in society, that's cool. But don't kill other black people.
Don't bring that upon nobody else, because that's what you chose to be.
Like that to me, that should be the cardinal rule, bro. We can't do that. We've seen what it does to us as a community.
Even causing just havoc in your community, just
chaos.
Being just causing chaos. Even if you ain't killed nobody, but you just causing chaos. Just you know what I'm saying?
Right. Just because you didn't kill nobody, don't mean you ain't pushing death. Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just doing dumb shit. Just you know what I'm saying, making it hard for people to just live their regular lives, or just be everyday citizens, you know what I'm saying? And you just coming through the community just doing dumb shit, or
you just not living right.
Schools or something, right? Breaking into schools or breaking into people's cars and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That type of shit.
Causing confusion, chaos, destruction.
Exactly. You got to go. And you
gotta go.
If we had that type of shit, if we had like we could exile a motherfucker out the community, like, listen, I don't want to give you up to these white folks because I don't, they prison system, but nigga, you can't come back in this community no more. He just be banned from every black community across the fucking nation.
There should be a council.
It used to be that way.
That way you don't have to worry about so-called quote unquote, because I think that's the real the big elephant in the room. This whole definition of snitching. You exile a motherfucker out your community.
That's it.
I ain't gonna tell on you, but you can't come in. You
gotta
can't
go.
come in here, bro. You gotta go. You exile.
You can't be at the bar.
I don't give a fuck where you go. Any other city or any other black thriving, you know what I'm saying, community, they should ban your ass too, because you did something foul. You did something foul. That's a black eye on our whole culture, on our race. So we gonna exile your ass, and then white folks.
That's how it used to be.
Oh well, so be it.
That's how it used to be.
You did something foul in our community. Your ass gotta go.
You did something foul in the tribe. You gotta go. We gonna stone you, cut your arm off. We gonna,
even if it don't require a death, but at least get your ass out of our community because you're detrimental. Just exile your ass out. You're not welcome.
We don't have a council.
You're not welcome to any respectable, thriving black community across the fucking nation, wherever that may be. You're not welcome there. So now you're just gonna be deserted. So when the white folks come pick you up and enslave your ass, oh well, so be it.
Hey, Lawrence Fishburne was in a movie. I forgot. You guys probably know the name of it, where they was doing that. They was like hood enforcers, and if you fucking the hood up, pimping on the young girls, selling drugs,
Kings of New York,
the community, right? You know the name of it?
Kings of New York, I think.
That was the only movie he was gangster in, other than the old school one.
No. In this movie, he was like a freedom fighter type of shit. Like he was like an army vet, and then he moved into the neighborhood, and he was there to clean up the neighborhood. And the dude, he was bullying everybody. You know, the big drug dealer. So they got him, and they said, "Look, bro, you got to get the fuck up out of here." Whatever. Right? So they kicked him out, and he left. So he came back like a couple days later, you know, on some, yeah, nigga, you ain't gonna tell me I ain't gonna be here. He walked up in there. Lawrence Fishburne was sitting in his house. He turned the light on. Lawrence just looked at him. Dude just took off. He chased him down. He said, he really was like, nigga, I told you had to go. I told you don't come back. And when he came back, he was sitting in his spot waiting for his ass. I said, hey, you know what? That's how it has to be when we talking about really doing this, making a difference. That's the type of shit we got to do.
But you know what? That got to start with, you know, that may, and I hate to say this, that may start with the gangs or any so-called dudes who want to call themselves as a crime family in the neighborhood or whatever. If you had a community group, now we can be peaceful and come together to fight a bigger cause. We unify, you know what I'm saying? Whatever type of gang you created or whatever in this community, because that's what I thought at one point in time with the whole Bloods and Crips history or whatever. They was supposed to be protectors of the community. Now it just went,
then they ended up
totally
terrorizing.
Right now,
of course,
if we can't unify, and as far as unifying with everyday working black folks, citizens or whatever, we can't unify and come together, then we got to start with y'all. You have to be removed from this community. If you're not being productive or you're not bringing any to, you know what I'm saying, positive productivity in this area where we black folks, you know what I'm saying, where we got to reside at and we are trying to make it. See, it's two things, man. As a black man, we already got two targets on our back. We born black and we're males. We're already a threat. Those are two strikes against us already. They just waiting for us to fuck up to lock us up in their system. That's the third strike. We are already born with two. So if you're not going to help, you know what I'm saying, or be a pillar or try to be a pillar to your community, man, so we can all thrive and survive, because we need each other to survive whatever this big fucking agenda that they have, because they want us to, you know what I'm saying, these motherfuckers trying to erase us. Believe it or not, they trying to get rid of us. That's why we have abortion clinics and shit like that, and a lot of our communities or whatever. They want you to have it. They want you to kill your babies, or motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? A brother's coming up organless. You know what I'm saying? Taking the organs out of the body, don't know what the fuck happened, or it's some fucking big mystery. Brother missing his organs and shit. Young men, young black men.
Oh yeah, they want the organs.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you heard about the boy, hit the boy in Georgia who got rolled up in a mag, and his organs was gone. Yeah, yeah, man,
left him hollow.
And the thing is this, that even doubles down, because I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to get too far off subject. Me and Dr. Hood was talking about this was the other day. You know, I was just talking off the record about where's it safe for a black man. Right. And this is, of course, it's on the hills of Devon. Right. It's not like this was anything outside of that. But we're looking at it like, OK, this has happened here. This could happen here. We know we could come get you at the youth sports games. Right. We know we could either do a home invasion, you know, shoot you through the window. You guys heard about the dude over here on 60th and Pilgrim. Nigga shot him through the window, bro, at his own home. Now we catching cats closing their store, right? So it's just like when it comes to dealing with a black man in an improper way, and all of us improper, but there's something about us with that where it's just like, okay, dude, I know you're supposed to have some little mental issues, but that's some calculated shit. Yeah, I'm gonna catch him when he, you know, it's almost like I'm gonna catch him when the club closed type shit, right? He's closing his business with his family, with his woman, this and that and the third. Let me just come out gunning. Movie type shit. That's the same shit we see in movies, right? there's something going on where doing some dumb shit like that to each other, and I'm just talking about for those doing it, right? Obviously, I'm not talking to y'all. You're not the problem. Y'all are problem solvers. But whatever's going on with this dynamic of niggas doing this, it's almost like the more brazen the better, right? Nobody's gonna remember me if it's organic. Let me be over the top. Let me overdo it. Because without that, we wouldn't be talking about these dudes.
Right. And then I know I kind of jumped all around a little bit, but back to as far as do you brothers believe we can police ourselves? Because that's where it got to start, policing ourselves in our own
Okay,
community to the point to where we got to weed out the riffraff. If
here's what I
niggas
believe.
don't.
Here's what I believe.
Absolutely.
I believe that if I could be man enough to let you snatch my son up when he's fucking up or when he's out of line without pressing you and making you have to explain everything like that, yeah, we could do it. But we got to start off with that. It's almost like, okay, we could have a revolution, but niggas don't want to lose a Facebook page.
Right.
We could do all that, but niggas are scared to lose their Facebook page.
Def Chef.
Sir.
You harm another black man, I'm not gonna fuck with you no more.
Good. There we go. And that's how we got to do it.
It starts there. That's how it starts.
That's how we got to do
it.
I hear about you harming a black man, you breaking in a black man's house or some shit like that, going down to the kids' game, shooting and shit. I'm not fucking with you, bruh.
We got to ostracize niggas.
Even if I've been knowing you 30 years, it don't matter. We got to stand on something, bruh. It don't take us. We don't have to hunt people down and go hunt them down and all. We don't have to go to that measure. But it's the simple fact, just a guy. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with him.
Not at all. Now you ain't got to hunt. Now you ain't talking about no vigilante type shit. That old type of shit. I'm saying just strictly.
No, I'm just saying in general. I didn't even hear you say anything about hunting anything.
But I mean,
I was saying
look,
standing
man,
up, being as like Chef was talking about. You know what I'm saying? You stood up to some cats who was was trying to get a little reckless or whatever, and you said fuck they hood, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So that type of group of young black men, unfortunately, that we have to stand up to if they ain't trying to be positive or be productive in the community, and you want to be on some bullshit. That's the type of dudes you may have to face in times where they being reckless in the neighborhood or the community, and not giving a fuck about what I'm saying, wreaking havoc on everyday working black folks and the people who are just tired of it, but just afraid to to do something or say something about it. You don't want to call the white folks on them to bring the police.
And it's something about, man, as people turn their back on you, man, that shit hits different, man.
Yeah,
I reach out and try to call, and ain't nobody fucking with me. Everybody delete me off of Facebook and all, block me. Nobody wants that treatment, man. Trust me, nobody wants that.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say like this. Dark Kid. If we trying to do something positive, and a nigga is openly trying to undermine that, you my enemy, right? And I need to be prepared to do to you what you'll do to me. I don't gotta be tough, bro. We all know that. Fuck being tough. I could just be real about where I stand.
Right.
Just like Devon was saying, I don't gotta be tough. I could just be what I claim to be. Right. So my thing is this, y'all, I consider y'all my comrades, even though I ain't even met you before, but we like-minded, we done chopped it and popped it. We in the same place. Even if we get there in a different direction, nigga, I might be like, I'm hitchhiking. You might be like, bro, you tripping. Bro, I'm about to just hop in one of my beautiful whips. But we gonna get there, and we still gonna be on the same page. My thing is that anybody who oppose this unity shit that we on and growth and niggas talking growth and development. Okay, well, we really doing that, and I'm not GD. but I'm really on some growth and development. So if you against that openly, right? If you'll tell me, fuck your sacrifice and work for the community, well, nigga, fuck you and what you stand for and what you want to do about it, because that's what it takes, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna quiet me down because you're up under some little flat. Like, my nigga, I'm a man. Fuck some gangster shit. That's what you need these niggas for, because you ain't a man. Because if we get on some man shit,
exactly, because you
I'm
gonna
gonna remix you.
You know, you keeping 3-4 guys with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you the hardest nigga there, but would you do that standalone? If just
no,
man, maybe you probably would or whatever. But if I was to get the best of you in a head-up fight, what you gonna do? You gonna go grab your comrade? You gonna grab your gang guys?
They're not doing that, because the gang guy, they're not going against other black people, man. We're done with that. I think it's as simple as just all of us just say we're done. We're done. You can't just go to jail for harming another black dude, rather if you robbed him, assaulted him, killed him,
come out and be good,
and then
with
you
us.
come back and you good.
No, we can't. You right. We can't have it. We gotta stop that shit.
You're
and we gotta
good
stop
when you
it.
come back.
We gotta stop it fast, nigga.
Effort.
We gotta stop it hard and fast.
You're good. You don't even have to worry. The homies, they put money on your books. All that money on the book, man. Go get a job in the kitchen, nigga.
Yeah, go.
I'm not sending you nothing.
But with
you better
so that
steal
means
some
you gotta
oranges.
convince the minds of the guys who's in the gangs or whatever to be on that too. To be on, like, if your homie did something foul and you know he was foul, ain't no putting no money on his books or whatever.
It ain't none of that.
It ain't no type of support.
It ain't none of that.
If you get these guys, that's my homie. I ain't gonna let them, you know.
Because I gotta know, when I do this stupid ass shit, I gotta know that nobody is funding me. Nobody is supporting me.
Right.
Now, there's other things that I can go do and nobody will support it.
You know what? That's real shit, because the way I look at it, how many times y'all done tried to do some positive shit that we know is gonna end up in positive results, and you couldn't get no assistance? Wasn't nobody trying to give you no money for that or this and that, but you do some dumb shit. Now you could get some bread. Now that's real shit, man. Like,
you're the king. You're the king.
This is something, because I tell you what, I bet you a lot of us who are entrepreneurs, right? And we needed assistance. We couldn't get it, but I bet you if we had credit card numbers, dope, anything like that, niggas who would never speak to us wanna see what's good with a nigga, right? Then when they get washed up, none of that shit work. These niggas pop up talking about, help me do this, talk to this person for me. And the whole time you was doing that, they was bad mouthing and side eyeing everything you was doing. Now you run shit. They want to come to you asking for assistance. Yeah, we got to start telling these niggas no. And that starts with me, because I'm good for telling, oh yeah, I got you, man. I'm gonna help you out. Man, this nigga would have never fucked with me, bro. He's in a bad place. And I could get that opportunity to another individual who's really like us. Yeah, man. That's real talk. That's real talk. You know, even in being part of the solution, sometimes niggas be part of the problem. Right?
Exactly.
When I'm talking about helping everybody, I'm literally speaking on myself. I'm a help everybody ass nigga. I'll help a nigga who I know I shouldn't be helping. Bro, nigga gotta stop that. Right. Because that's hurting us,
and
bro.
That's what I was trying to zero in. We gotta do something with the niggas that's part of the problem. I remember a cat told me once, he ain't afraid of black folks. He afraid of niggas. So that's to me, in my opinion, that's the first thing we have to address is, you niggas gonna be on board to try to be productive in your communities, or you gonna be havoc and keep this bullshit up that's you know what I'm saying, wreaking havoc on everyday people that's black and trying to, you know, just trying to survive and trying to support their family. Yeah, we can exile you out, but if you still got other niggas supporting you and supporting that bullshit that you on, you know, it's got to be some way to weed them out of the community, exile their asses out. You know what I'm saying? Those who want to be prosperous and positive and not trying to be on exterminating other black people, you know what I'm saying? Hey, stay. Others who just don't give a fuck about life for whatever reason or whatever you on, you don't give a fuck if you black and you want to kill, you know, you got to go.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You got to go. And if you like trying to take on, okay, well, off your ass then. Okay, that's one. Like my man has said in that motherfucking show, P Valley. You know, sometimes some niggas need to be erased. The ones who just don't want to, you know, some niggas do need to be erased. It's sad, just like they can just easily slaughter innocent people. It should be easy to get rid of your ass, that bad apple. Get your ass out of here. If you just don't want to do right by no one, not even people that look like you, yeah, you need to get rid
That's
of
all you looking for, though. That's all they looking for.
That's all we be looking for.
That's all he did. That kid, they said he was. I don't know. I don't even want to know him, especially off this show. We could talk off the show, off the record. But you know, they said he was involved with multiple shootings, and you know what I'm saying. And we know it's just more black people. And the sad part about it is, when you're not woke, you really don't. You really kind of justify the bullshit that you're doing in an evil way. You just kind of justify it, like, okay,
hey,
well, yeah.
Dr. Hood, don't say you woke. Black people gonna get mad at you. Just say when you aware of something. For some reason, they get mad when a nigga be woke, bro. I don't know what it is. We do not like woke. You too, Dark Kent.
What's that?
We do not like. Man, I don't know what happened, but we want niggas to wake up, but we don't want them woke, right? Because when you be woke, that's when you be trying to rearrange everything, right? The way we talk to each other, the way, yeah, that's what a woke nigga do. We need to greet each other different. We need to art like woke. Woke is a hell of a remix, right? When you woke, you stop drinking as much. There's all types of things that come with being woke. So they don't really want y'all pushing that woke shit, because that's a lifestyle change, really. It's way bigger. It's way bigger than just not being violent in the streets.
Do y'all think, just a question I'm gonna throw out there, do y'all think building trust amongst ourselves a big factor too, play a big factor in trying to, you know, form a unity, building trust? Because I think that's probably a lot of times that probably why we so everybody individualized, you know, and I think Hood was telling the story where he was in the pen or whatever, and you know, the first nigga that looked at you wrong or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the type of mentality you have to have being in there, because I've never been.
Well, no, this was on the streets.
This was on the streets? Okay.
Yeah, this is on the streets. Just, you know.
You know, but now your mentality has changed to where, you know, you see another black man, you just be like, what's up, brother? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? We don't even have that no more. It's, you know, somebody grilling you, or, you know, looking at you sideways or whatever, or it's like you're being looked at as an enemy from your own kind. It's
right. We're so conditioned. And it goes back to the music. It goes, you know, we're poisoned. We got this spell. It's the spell over us.
Yeah.
You know, we're because that's what music is. You know, you're chanting, you know, that's what it is.
That's all of this information, all of these videos that we know shouldn't be there, but they won't scrub all of this shit.
You repetitiously saying, you know, that you want to kill a nigga, you a thought, and all hoes ain't there. You know, we're chanting it. We're bringing it into existence.
But
that's what that is.
It's the $1,500 Remember how Dr. Hood taught us about the $1,500 rotating
1,500. The
bankroll?
1,500.
That's a symbol. Like, no, bro.
You can be somebody, man. You can be somebody in so many hoods with that.
It's all the same. So anybody who comes along and lets you know, yo, that 1,500 ain't shit, you gonna look at them as a threat, right? If I'm a shooter, if I'm an ignorant nigga, Dark Kent coming around and he's questioning me, right? Not even condemning it. Well, what you doing? Well, it's fine. I'm gonna get frustrated because I'm not used to somebody making me think from that perspective. Usually I'm getting praised for it, but clearly this dude don't respect what this is. So let me take it here because what I'm saying, he ain't fucking with it. So I'ma just get wild and then be like, yeah, nigga, I'm not the one for all the fuck shit, nigga. Woo, woo, woo. No, you're definitely the one for the fuck shit. But you mad that somebody will come along. How dare you try to show an interest in my well-being? Right? How dare you try to make me a better man just because you came across my presence? You ain't my daddy, nigga. You don't know me. I know enough. I know you need a mentor. I know you need something to hold on to, bro. And then be the most dangerous motherfuckers. Like Dr. Hood said, you couldn't even talk to me. I was confrontational. That's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it was a sickness though. I realized it because I was the one sick. I was the patient. You know, it wasn't something that I read out of a book or, you know, and then like one day because it was just researching, man, I swear. And you see how many pickles that they put us in.
Man,
it makes you not even want to hate another black man. You know?
And Hood, you said you had to, you had that mentality at that time because you were trying to get your respect. One motherfucker to respect you off top.
Well, yeah, we knew what it would take as a young kid. I knew that what I had to do. It's a blueprint. So we got to put a new blueprint in place. To be cool, you got to be Devon Picket. You know, you can't be the shoot 'em up dude. You know, you got to be Devon Picket to be cool. You got to be a football coach to be cool. You got to be a graduate, a husband, a father, you know, those things. So when I'm 13 years old, like if I knew that, like, okay, to be cool, to be accepted, I got to go to college. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I told you when I didn't graduate, yeah, it was sad for 2 days, but then I rolled through the hood. Man, this shit don't stop. It's always something to do. Negative. You got dudes running around smoking weed. They don't have nothing to do. What? You mean I could just wake up and drive around all day and make money and stop at fast food spots and smoke weed all day? That was fun to me. And the hood accepted. Everybody love it. Hey, you know, you pulling up with the bottle and, you know, they love you. They don't ask you where your kids at. Man, where your kids at, man? You've been out here 5 days. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I saw some dudes were, you know, they kings in my eye now, but in my mindset back then, I used to look at them like a nothing ass nigga, bro. But what happens is over the years of him being so stupid enough to stay in that position, all of a sudden he becomes a general. I've seen it 1,000,000 times. You don't have to have no credentials. Rob Peter to pay Paul. Running from child support. Warrants. Killing black people. cheating your black man. All of those things are accepted, but they're not accepted nowhere else. It's like only place that's gonna accept me with this trash is the fucking hood. You know?
Real spill.
You get up out the hood, that's when the real pressure is on. You know? When you really got to fit into society, it's easy to fit in the hood. 1,500 in heavy rotation. And back then, if you had a LeSabre, you know, you was the shit. You know? You had a little LeSabre with some beats in the back. Shit. You was the shit.
Not the LeSabre.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Or Regal, something.
Oh, man. I had that Pearl Regal with the blue guts, man.
College degree for what?
What the fuck, right? What be a good person for what? What? My spirit is running off the 1,500.
This guy played Division I basketball. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what niggas say? But he didn't make it to the NBA. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but man. Gives a fuck.
But if he was shooting dudes, he'll be the guy. He'll be the legend.
You be the most revered.
You already know. I mean,
he's accomplished more than, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say that, brother. If this dude was hood or not, streets, or if that's what he claimed or whatever, because I was from there. He's accomplished more than 90% of these so-called street dudes.
Yes, sir.
You could bump that up. You could bump that percentage up, bro.
You feel me? Just so I won't have to argue with niggas.
Right?
Oh
yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're not gonna spend all day arguing with niggas. You know?
Right. Definitely 9 out of 10. That's a safe calculation. Facts.
We'll bump since you put it in the 9 out of 10 perspective. I'm a say shit 1 out of 50 then. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let's bump that shit up.
Yeah, he definitely has accomplished, when you talking about that element, definitely like 95%, because I definitely know some street niggas who done well for themselves. And
well, yeah, they playing sports, right? And they doing all kind of shit. Businesses, you ain't got to go there, but
right. So,
but you get what I'm saying.
But here be the whole thing, and it's like the fuck you're saying, nigga. Let something happen to him, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of stories. Like even coming back to it. Nigga might talk about what he doing now, but everybody gonna have a criminal-minded ass memory story, because there's something about that frequency. We are under a spell. Like I went to a party, little birthday party, whole bunch of old niggas, all type of niggas, Union Duce niggas. So nigga was all like, oh yeah, this nigga man. And I was just like, bro, I fried chicken, bro. No, I'm talking about that. But I fried chicken though. Like, no one, I hear what you saying. Like, niggas hit me up to like cater birthday parties for little kids and shit. Like, believe me, bro, no one cares about that. Like I told him, I could pass a background check.
Yeah.
We under a spell. And it took me like 5 minutes of combating them like that for him to understand, this nigga don't want to talk about that. There's nothing to talk about, bro.
Right.
Like, dude, I'm a nice guy. What are we doing here? But what I had to realize, he's under that spell. He just can't help himself. That's our unity bond. Like we're supposed to talk, like, and I don't want to talk about it, and he feels slighted. But like, bro, I'm a square, bro.
Yeah.
Go to, you know, for real, I do my little shit in the community. I go home, I talk, you know, I fuck with my kids and shit. Like, I mean, that's my life. So when we rehashing all this stuff or whatever, like, no one cares. Like, we don't even need to talk about this in front of these guys. Most of these dudes know about this stuff, and if they don't know, good. Right? Dr. Hood's not gonna sit up here with me and talk to me about a bunch of shit I wasn't around for and don't know about. And that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta leave that shit where it was. Not we ain't nobody denying nothing or trying to act like shit never happened, but we moving towards the future. And we trying to make it to where all we do have are a bunch of positive things from our entire life. Like, that's the end goal, right? We don't want to keep the $1,500 in rotation, and that's our kids and grandkids. Like, come on, man. There's niggas out here with
it's another
grandkids
generation.
banging.
That shit's still working.
I know niggas our age and slightly older who got kids banging.
Right.
Right. And I'm talking about that's what they did. I'm not talking about no, I'm talking about niggas we know who was heavy in the street, then they kid, and now they grand. And I'm just like, wait, hold on. And so now this motherfucker got a union job, right? He's a carpenter, he's an electrician. Nigga, if you don't go and snatch your grandson up,
right?
Why you rotating that $1,500 in life? I love the $1,500, bro, because you could so apply it to everything. We keep it in rotation. The $1,500 in rotation in poverty,
right?
In mental illness, in ignorance, whatever. Maybe mental illness and ignorance are the same thing, but I know that we got a bunch of diagnoses, nigga. We got niggeritis, we got kundurria, you know, for real, and we're just walking around and we passing it on like the shit's hereditary. Right. But what we got to start doing is we got to start ostracizing niggas. Right. If my son is running around being detrimental to the community, why does he get to run to his Uncle Flames and get anything?
Right.
Why should he do it?
With all this communication that we have in these days. Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like back in the day, you know, if your mom's on the phone, somebody try to call and get the business tone, right? You know, with all this technology, all of a sudden we don't know how to communicate anymore.
Because we're not being forced to. Like, we ain't even teaching these little dudes how to look a man in the eye. Right? Like, I remember being taught, here's how you talk, you know, here's how you talk to a grown man, regardless of whatever you talk with a certain tone. You talk to let him know you understand the dynamic of whatever. Don't depend on the whole, oh, if you do that, well, nigga, listen, bro, if he do something to you bad enough, none of that's gonna matter. So don't put yourself in that position. Now it's just like there's no need for it. Like, you know, like I say, man, do we even teach our sons? And I don't mean us on this stream, right? I'm not talking about y'all, but just us as a collective. Do we teach our sons how to greet a man? How to say hi when you walk into a room? How you greet adults? Like, all this shit is key to our development in the future.
Right.
Communication is the key to unlock the door of misunderstanding and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's huge, man. That's huge. But this situation...
Where you at, Darkhead? Where you live?
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I live out in Illinois.
Damn, I was hoping you lived in Seattle or something, or Tacoma.
Shit, the way y'all be thinking about it, you made me want to come take a trip out there. I think you the taco.
Look,
we got some good
community.
Tacos.
We doing a community program, and bro, I'm definitely gonna try to pull Dr. Hood in, but that nigga's so busy. I'm gonna probably have to negotiate terms with him. But
man, you know,
with you, I would just love see. We dealing with a lot of now these kids is at risk for real. They really for real at risk, but they need to hear these conversations, right? Because a lot of people who talk to them, they talk to them from a place of understanding, and that's cool. My thing is this: I already understand you. I'm trying to change you. I'm trying to give you some change, nigga. If I give you too much understanding, what's the point of you changing? Right? And with you, what I mainly see is that you try to get understanding, but I see what you be doing. You're trying to get them understanding. You need to understand, because I understand, because you know you shouldn't be doing it, but you're trying to figure out a way to explain it to me on why you need to keep doing it.
We need to get some youngsters on the panel.
Facts.
And so we could talk to these motherfuckers, man. You know,
I would love that.
I want to have some talks with these motherfuckers about what's really going on in their fucking head, bro. And and if some dumb shit happened,
read my mind.
I want them to see the domino effect of how this not only affects you, but it affects different pieces of family that you may have, depending on who comes up on the panel. And then we could talk about how it affects the whole community. You know, I think that shouldn't be too hard to put together. You know what I'm saying?
Too, if you keep it 100 with them too, because we were all young too.
Yeah.
In that, we did some
and caught up, and you feel a certain way, but then everybody wakes up. Rather, if you're in a penitentiary or on the streets, what I want to do is to preserve your freedom long enough for you to wake up. Because I know it's not going to be overnight, and a lot of them wake up. You go to prison, you meet some of the most brilliant minds, man, the most brilliant minds, and all they could do is genuinely give you something because they know you're going to come out here and be able to use it, because they'll never be able to use that again. Because they've lost that privilege. It's over for them.
Long sentence and shit.
So you want to wake up, man, this is crazy, bro. But they're not gonna wake up overnight. But if you could put a little bit in them, just to give them a little knowledge.
Like Chef was saying, I be trying to I would want to understand like what, you know what I'm saying, what influenced you to do, or whatever it is that you're doing that you know what I'm saying, we may look up as you fucking up or something, by talking to them. You know what I'm saying? And then I can share, trying to resonate, and I can share my experience. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I looked up to this certain entertainer too, and but I knew you grow from that shit too. You gotta have some type of growth. When you peak at growth, like, okay, I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I need to be trying to focus on my future. Try to stay out these, you know what I'm saying, criticisms and getting caught up in, nonsense, or being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I catch a straight bullet that was meant for somebody else. A lot of that happened too. People, innocent bystanders, kids, teenagers, was about to make something in their life, but was at the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately, and caught a stray or something in a crossfire, or those type of situations.
Right.
So.
But kings don't kill kings. Kings ain't just floating around just killing kings and stuff, man. So we got to go all the way back to the roots and let these people know where our position is in history.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that not only all the knowledge about the redlining, and I've really found out how that had a real domino effect, because if you play with this real estate stuff, and then the equity, and then you being able to put your kids through college, and we really got we're behind the 8 ball. we are when it comes to that, because they're able to do 2 and 3 and 4 generations more than we can do economically, just with the way the housing grid, and you can't get loans in certain areas. So all those areas we couldn't get loans in, that those equities done went up times, however many times, 20, 30 times what these properties were paid for by people's grandparents and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they able to pass down this shit from generation to generation to generation. And that's it has a lot to do with it. So when they learn the economic, if they're about some money, because a lot of these dudes, they geniuses and they about money. So when they see that and then hit them with a little bit of history, I think it'll come together for them, because you're a king, you're gonna move a different way, period. You're gonna want more for yourself, but if you just think you're just a hoodlum, the way we get depicted in the media, on the news, monstrous, comparisons, that's all we see. So of course we're gonna think our life ain't shit, and then it's gonna continue. Because everybody I get around, I hit them with that knowledge. Them motherfucker, you got to stay away from me. If you don't want to hear it, you got to stay away from me, because I'm gonna hit you with something. And a lot of stuff I don't want to get on here and really go in. But yeah, the people, they know if they talk to me nowadays, I've always been about money and uplifting. I have my hands in the streets. But now that my hands is all the way out of the streets, I'm, living a straight, narrow, all you're going to hear is 100% positivity on, raising kids, doing this, sports, family. We don't have time to hang out. You 30 years old, you got kids and all this stuff. It needs to be some quarantine, bro. We need to give as much time that we've given in the hood, on the blocks, in the clubs. You need to give that back to your family. I know we want to bring the hood together and we want everybody to be, the hood together. But I mean, let's be honest. The reality, everybody doesn't just live in the hood anymore. So we're just gonna meet up at a different park every week. You know what I'm saying? We got to go back to our fam. That's the hood. The hood is your fucking household, your family. Go back to that. Then once you get to doing that, then other families that's doing that will start to come together. And we need time to heal, I think, as people. Go back to your kids. You're out here dangling around, half-ass taking care of your kids, but you want to make the hood better. And yeah, you got a good heart and everything, but go because you never know how much of this precious time you're going to have with them. And if you given the hood 10, 20 years, 30 years, you owe it to them. And that's coming from a motherfucker that was from the hood. I looked at it, I watched it, just getting into the game, and I have a unique fucking story. Just how the shit even happened, bro. But it's not different than many others. But you guys got some closing remarks, man. This was a good cook. Blessings to the family. Everybody that watched this stream. This is not intended to, for any malice or disrespectful, or nothing. Just it's gonna be used as a platform to stop this madness against our own people. And hopefully his name will be one of the names that we talk about when we talk about change and business and, empowerment.
Well, for shit, me, this is pretty much the show that I wanted. It turned out way more informative than I ever could have imagined or envisioned. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to thank all the guests who came on today for giving of themselves, their intellectual property, their personal experiences. I learned a lot about myself, right? I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about y'all. So I feel good about the conversation. Obviously, we're looking at this photo. I don't feel good about that. I don't feel I don't feel empowered by that. But I also know we gotta work with what we got. And I definitely know Devon's attitude would be, well, do something with it, nigga. Don't let my shit just go to waste. Keep my message and my movement going, whatever I was on.
Right.
So I definitely feel good about that. Everybody understands that in dog whistling. Like, yeah, I feel good about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, I just keep it brief, man. I didn't know this young man, but again, it's another unfortunate. Seemed like this young man had a very promising future. He was on his way, and essentially, taken from his family. So condolences to his family. And yeah, man, it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you guys, man, and cooking on this platform. Thank you for providing it. Trying to create one of my own too, so we can keep extending it. You were sidelined for a minute, huh? They had you sidelined.
Yeah, they. I got my first YouTube strike. So gotta take it with the good. Hey, we just gonna keep putting out this message, man. We ain't gonna let them silence us, man.
Right.
Putting out this good message.
If we had a platform examining murders and all that, you would never get a strike.
Right, exactly.
We can show anything negative countless times.
Right.
Platforms is keeping the
they're not gonna get that because I'm not gonna glorify none of that. You know what I'm saying?
You is
but I like Rich's idea. I don't it'll take some talking, with some elders and some youngsters, and it'd be because just exposing people that terrorize the community, that I could see it working. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's gonna want to be put on blast. That's it. Nobody's gonna want that. So you're gonna be thinking a little differently. But I don't know, maybe not, because you would think, coming from my era, you would think that just the fact that all these camera phones is around, that people would not do so much shit. And I don't know if there's a difference. Maybe we could look at the statistics, like before the camera phone came out, it was the crime up or down. Like I don't know. Maybe people don't care.
The wave is motherfuckers want attention, motherfuckers want fame, they want clout. That's the wave. So that's
so you think it's up more now because of the clout.
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be noticed for something, or wants to be popular, fame, you know what I'm saying, or just want to be known for something. You know what I'm saying? Even for the stupidest and the silliest shit, So that's the thing now. People, how do you fight up? How you go up against that?
Right.
If people want that and you trying to change it, like listen, you don't have to to do all that to get recognition or acknowledgement for something. Especially it shouldn't be for something that's positive and that's good if it's beneficial to people or, you know, just black people in general, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But man, people do the do the silliest shit, man, for some fame or some clout nowadays. That's what it is. That's the new wave.
Yeah. Well, we got to do something different, you know.
Yeah.
I like what this guy's doing. You know, I take this, you know, this his business. He's starting with his family, employing people. I take that over any hood escapade.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You know, this is gonna resonate. But I appreciate y'all for coming up. We'll chop it up in the back. I'm gonna just hit this button, Dr. Hood. You know what I'm saying? You know how we is. You know where we at. It ain't hard to find us, man. It's 6 damn letters. Well, 4 letters and 2 numbers. DRH19D. I'm out of here.